Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to a very special, very amazing finale of Kingdom Hearts, the Interstitial War. First off, I want to say thank you to everyone who has watched the series up until this point, to everyone that's been a fan, to everyone that supported us, retweeted us, done everything they can, bought our shirts, just told us how much they like the show, to all our amazing guest stars who have lended their amazing talents to bring this story to life. I've said it before, but I will say it again. We are proud to announce that we will be returning with a season 2 in the future, as well as we are in the midst of creating a audio drama to bridge the gap between seasons 1 and 2 to hold everyone over, which will be returning with amazing guest stars as well, reprising their roles as the characters. Before we begin, though, I do want to warn everyone that due to the nature of this episode, this is going to be a more intense, very emotional finale. So get your tissues box ready. If you're not feeling too right in the head for it at this moment, that's perfectly fine. If you get a little sad at all or emotional and you need a little break, don't worry, pause it, come back later. There's always going to be a VOD for you to watch. But to everyone along for the ride, I hope you buckle in because it is going to be a doozy. Before I begin, though, I'm going to have my cast introduce themselves. Some of them for the last time. No, for the last time this season, anyway. Let's start with our guest stars. Let's start with from the top of the overlay. Let's start with Vanessa.
Hello, everyone. I am Vanessa Hoskins. I am an RPG freelancer, mostly for the Pathfinder and Starfinder role-playing games. I am also an actor on several actual plays, including Adventurous from No Direction, and both The Fall of Plaguestone and Three Ring Adventure from the Roll for Combat page. So those are, if you've seen me before, that is most likely where. I also stream here on Twitch, mostly just Final Fantasy Tactics for fun.
It's a good game.
It's a good game. But yeah, you can follow me on Twitter at Suddenly Vanessa.
Awesome. And then?
Hi, my name's Quinton. I'm with Near Dark Society. I am currently the dungeon master for our Death Attack campaign, as well as now our Chicago by Night Chronicle, which I'm sure many of you who are watching have seen that before, which will actually be starting back up on the 26th. So this Monday, we have our 2-episode special, which will be a segue between season 3 and season 4, and as well as also designing Hellgate, which is my own system, which is a cyberpunk horror setting, which we're hoping to get up into Kickstarter the beginning of next year. So you can find us at Near Dark Society on Twitter, and you can also follow me at Feral Gent.
Amazing. Awesome. And as a personal fan of Chicago by Night and also slowly catching up on Death Attack, it's great to have you on here. Hopefully not the last.
I hope so. Hope not to either.
And now for our amazing cast members. Either one of you can
go. Well, I'll go first. Normally it's Aid who goes first, and then it's me. So I guess I'm first this time. I'm Lucian, and you can find me at the Twitter below. And I play Ben Solo, and I have for all 13 episodes. Otherwise, you'll see me tomorrow as Melchior on Descend to Drum Beats.
Hey everybody, I'm Zeke. I play Alpha the Chocobo, and I'll plug all of my stuff at the end, I suppose.
And for the last time this season, or actually no, because we'll do it at the very end, I'm the Game Master, Master of Ceremonies, whatever you would like to call it, Nick Francia, where you can follow me at Nobleman Nick. Without further ado, let's jump into our amazing jam-packed finale. When we kind of start the scene looking at previews from the last episode, we see a montage of everything happens, and then the finale of it, which had the darkness bathing across the landscape and covering this world, the world of the mirror dimension, in darkness. And then we hear the what sounds like a rewind buttons going quickly back to the footage, to the beginning where everyone is together and then splits and goes their separate ways. But instead of following the other group of San and Moro, of Sarah, of Kim and Ron, of Max and Doctor Strange, instead we follow our offense team. Ben, Alpha, Zach, Cody, and of course Caspian. Now, just to have it set, Ben and Alpha, you both are flying in the same gummy ship, correct?
Sure. I'm down for that.
Who is flying, you or Alpha?
Does Alpha suddenly feel confident in Alpha's ability to fly a ship?
No, absolutely not.
Then I am still flying the ship.
Okay, does Alpha want to be on one of those side guns?
Sure.
In the little, like, bottom turret, like, you kind of slide into? Caspian, I'm guessing you are on your own ship, and your own ship alone?
Yes, I'll stay on my own ship.
And then Zach and Cody have elected to each take their own ship as well, leaving you with a fleet of 4. Now, as the gummy ships start to take off into flight and you start heading towards what the last thing we remember seeing you all head towards the fleet of starfighters and star cruisers from the Star Wars universe that had just emerged from the portal, covered in Heartless, and we're going to attack the mirror dimension. There is one ship that is bigger than the others. One that definitely notes that it is the flagship. It doesn't actually look to be completely in the origin of your world, Ben. In fact, from seeing this flagship all the way in the back, you see that it has some sort of more like dark, like creep-like qualities to it. And it would all alarm you. On that flagship, however, as we quickly cut, there is 2 seekers. Tell me, how does Envy feel being kind of left behind while the other 2 do their attack?
Oh, they definitely have their own objectives and goals, and they're focused on those at the moment. In fact, they're looking out of one of the, transparent aluminum bulkheads out of the windows of the starship, essentially, just sort of scanning the ground, scanning the horizon, looking for something.
And that's something you might even see as it kind of darts into the horizon, cutting back to our 4 ships that are flying. As you're flying towards these fleet of ships, and for Ben, this is natural flying. For Zach and Cody, this is natural flying as well. Caspian, you've kind of had to learn at this. It feels a little bit different, more fine-tuned than, say, a large sailing ship. To a point where it's almost easier for you. You don't have all this weight to throw around, all this crew. It's just you and the speed.
These waves don't slow me down.
Now, an important question. Who is taking point between all 4 of you?
I'll take point.
And you have each other on comm, so you can definitely relay that. As Caspian flies into the center as you take up formation. And you can hear the wind and the kind of clouds around you settling in, buffeting the sides of all of your gummy ships. And as you do so, you see that the little cannons across all the star cruiser and starfighters start to light up, and some begin to explode towards the direction of the mirror dimension, while others seem to aim themselves at you. What is your plan of attack during all this? Are you just going for the main flagship? Are you going to try to take some of the side ships out? What is the idea here?
Well, I'm not on point, so it's on whoever on point makes the call.
Then I'm going to come over the comms. We're going to need to take evasive maneuvers. I'll try to draw their fire away. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start trying to veer off, get those cannons to start firing towards me. I'm hoping that I have a smaller ship than Ben.
Yeah, definitely. It's a single person one.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and use my maneuverability and try to weave in and out of these asteroids, if there is any, or where exactly are we?
There's no asteroids. It's definitely all clear space in terms of like the environment, but more so the enemies are numerous. There is 14 large cruisers in total. Or actually, sorry, 7 large cruisers in total with the guns, and they're kind of all surrounding because you're trying to all get to this flagship. So the guns, there's about probably 20 plus guns on each starship, and they're all kind of aiming about.
Okay. So we're going to need to spread as thin as we possibly can. That way we're not grouped up together. If one of us gets hit, we're not all going down. I don't know if I can use moves at all during this.
You
while I'm
certainly
flying.
can if you can justify it. Yeah, what do you want to do?
Let's see here. Could I possibly do the, if there's no door, then I'll make one?
Yes, that's an amazing idea. So you're trying to gain a way forward with everyone. Go ahead and roll your mastery. So this is the first roll of the game for everyone. It's going to be 2d6 plus your mastery stat.
That is a 6 and a 4 plus 2.
12. That is a complete success. So on a 10 plus, the opening is directly advantageous to your goal. So as you begin kind of veering off course and doing these maneuvers, you see the laser fire start coming at you in rapid waves from all direction. But like a finely tuned dancer or a machine, you're kind of just ebbing and flowing through it like these are waves.
All right, that's a way to make an entrance.
How does Caspian feel being in the thicket of a real large-scale battle again?
I feel alive again.
And that alive is going to net you a +1 to your next roll, as as everyone can see, you know, Caspian is proving his worth as a pilot and just avoiding all the damage that seems to be coming out. Ben, Alpha, what are you doing as you see Zach and Cody begin to return offensive fire, trying to kind of give Caspian a kind of a chance as they begin firing back on the ships and trying to take out the main turrets?
If Ben would probably look, well, I mean, at least scream backwards towards Alpha if Caspian has made an opening to go through it, to go, I'm not wasting an opening. And he's going to fly towards the flagship if there's no like hesitation. If Alpha's like, no, we have to, there's something bad, because, you know, Alpha's on the actual guns and is probably getting a more full view of the actual battle than what is in front of, you know, him.
Mm-hmm.
If Alpha doesn't say no.
Nick, is Alpha seeing anything that...
Go ahead and roll me a deep dive.
Okay. I am always happy to deep dive. And whatever questions I ask, I am adding my, we need to think
question.
before we act, what here will keep my friends safe question.
Okay, so I'll answer that immediately. What here will keep my friends safe?
Yes.
Those guns will cause some trouble, but also
that's
just
hard.
keeping together and keeping to the plan, like
Yeah,
having each
hard.
other's backs. You need to be a full-on unit, and you know that no one can be a cowboy in this, or you're all going to feel the pain.
Okay. So I got a 7.
Mm-hmm.
So I ask 1.
I don't know if it was birds outside their window, but that was amazing. I'm sorry, I just needed to come. No, that's awesome. For the Chocobo, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. What here is not as it seems?
Ooh, what here is not as it seems. You can see kind of weaving in and out. You didn't notice it before, but there is it looks to be like an enemy fighter, like a small fighter. It looks more advanced than the other ones. That's kind of going around. It's not attacking, but you do know that it's glowing red at random intervals.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't seem to be focused on you. It
Okay.
seems to be focused on the other group.
Okay. Alpha is here. All right, Ben, let's go ahead. But keep an eye on that fighter out there.
Oh, okay. And
There we go.
as I say, and I'm going to roleplay freely. As he's gonna fly forward, but also try to find this fighter now that Alpha mentioned, because I don't think he's noticed it yet. So he's gonna go towards the flagship, but probably not make a way to board it yet, because it's probably not safe to board.
All right, so... Oh, that is not the right song to start playing. So yeah, as you kind of start navigating and breaking through the entryway, you can tell that the place where Alpha pointed out to, the flagship, is now a little bit behind you because you've kind of like slipped under it. If you wanted to go after it, you would probably have to veer off course. Alpha is in one of those like the spinning turrets, like say you would see him like on the Millennium Falcon. So he's like spinning around, getting a full 360-degree view. You see as you kind of break through, you hear Zach and Cody come up on the comms, going, there's something going on. I'm seeing various heat sources coming from all the ships. It looks like they're generating something. They have a payload. Must be enemy reinforcements.
We should probably stop those first. He's going to say over comms.
I'll go ahead and I'll turn my ship then. I'm gonna start making my way towards those reinforcements.
Envy, you see that there is a single ship kind of approaching you at this time. Just one that is kind of breaking through the big defense line. You have control of the main guns on the ship. What would you like to do?
Play with them a little. Basically, I see their trajectory, and I'm just going to fire sort of in their path and just make them work for it, like keep them dancing, but not really aiming to blow them out of the sky.
Okay.
Let's see how maneuverable those little jelly beans or whatever are.
I love that. Ben, go ahead and roll me a defend from harm.
Okay, I'm going to roll a defend or harm with dark since I have Twilight Walker.
Of course.
I wonder if
that's
they'll
a 6.
melt or explode.
It's a 6 and a 5 is 11 plus 2 is 13.
Cool. You see as you dodge the main cannon fire, which comes out like a long beam almost, that cascades past you, just narrowly avoiding you. And then you see it collide with the mirror dimension forces, causing a big crater on impact, as the rest of the ships begin bombarding your home base. But you know you can't worry about that now. The other team's got it.
I hope.
Or do they?
So, Caspian, and you're going to head and also take an offensive manner against the rest of the ships, you said?
Correct.
Okay.
If I can, I'll try to do a flanking position.
Awesome. You can use that +1, as Zach and Cody will definitely get into position for you in order to help you out for that. Go ahead and roll me a... are you trying to... So, question, are you wanting to cause as much damage to the ships, or you just want to neutralize them for the time being?
I say we'll go ahead and do as much damage as we can.
Cool. Roll me 2d6 plus dark as you are striking with intent.
And I get a +1 as well?
Yes.
Okay. So my dark is +1. With that +1 is a +2, +6 and 5, 11. So that's 13.
Amazing. And because you have drive form, when you strike with intent or strike to subdue, you can choose from both move options instead of one. So you can pick all three.
Okay.
So you can defend. So how does it go down?
Could I do as much damage to their guns and possibly try to subdue whatever is their propulsion system? Maybe put them dead in space?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. So you're defending yourself from harm, you're dealing great harm, and you're taking control of the situation, which seems to manage all three. Caspian, you kind of do a trench run almost, and just fire taking out main gun encampments on one of the big 7, and then also across some of the other ones as well, as the lasers they're just trying to shoot at you, but they can't. They can't reach you. You're just too fast. You're faster than the others because you're a little bit smaller. And you end up just launching and striking down one of the engines, causing one of the 7 to stall in its tracks. And because we're not in space, you see as it slowly begins to descend, as gravity begins pulling it down.
All right. I go ahead and give myself a slight little chuckle to myself. It's like stealing candy from a dwarf.
Envy, you hear a familiar voice talking to you, like they always do.
Should we step over that?
I think it's time to get in position. Go ahead and get ready to welcome our little friends. I'll be right there.
Releasing the jets.
And you see a liquid, a black sloshing liquid, kind of fall off you for a second, Envy, and kind of crawl across the console computer, and you see a hand form from the black liquid and press one of the buttons.
Take care.
And as it happens, you see all these ships begin to open their flaps, and a multitude of them begin dropping out of the sky towards the ground where your other team is fighting. But a good majority of them as well begin to fly out of the air as you see Heartless begin to escape the hangar areas of the ship and kind of fly towards you. Ben and Alpha, what would you like to do?
We should kill some Heartless.
May I do something before we do that?
Of course.
I hope.
I want to use... I'm going to spend a heart link to use True Power is Light. When I fight against a dark force, spend a heart link to make them stumble or fall at an opportune moment.
Awesome.
And while I do that, here in his little mini cockpit, Alpha's going to pull a card, and I'm going to roll to interfere.
Amazing. Just with the whole fleet launch.
That's an 11.
Awesome. So for an NPC, they don't do it. So the special effects of this is Alpha is going to take his card and hold it down like to the gun controls and summon Rama, and we're going to cast Electromagnetic Field. Ooh. And just bring them all together.
Mm-hmm.
You see like Zach and Cody like a chirp on the radio. Excellent, as you see all the fighter jets begin to smash together and the Heartless begin to form together almost as they can't escape. And you hear Zach kind of go, I think that means it's time for us to be up. And you watch as both ships kind of circle around each other and begin firing at will together in almost like a dancing Gatling gun pattern, and just start annihilating Heartless.
Where'd all that energy come from? They must have a talented alchemist on board. Pity.
Same. One world.
Oh, yeah, that one didn't stand a chance, did it?
And as the group, you see in the kind of middle of the sky, something familiar but still odd to you begins to form. As you see almost a rip and tear in dimensions. As you see the power of what you assume to be... Is that Doctor Strange's ability? A huge ring begins to form. Almost like a teleportation, like a passageway. Deeper past the lines of defense. As you hear kind of shouting and fighting come from down below. Almost like one last parting gift to help you out on your way. A shortcut. It's going to be tough to make it through, though. Are you Caspian, are you leading them through the teleportation, or are you trying to do more damage here?
I think that's our opening there. We better take it before we run out of time.
Coming. He's
I'm
gonna
gonna
follow.
move with haste.
And just like 4 gummy ships kind of converging into as one as they slip past the defenses of most of the fighter jets and kind of burst through the teleportation, coming onto what remains to be the back lines of the last 2 ships out of the 7, plus the last flagship, where you know is your main target. And you know you're coming onto it, and the flagship is however no succor for, or no loss for defenses, as this one, even more Heartless begin to swarm out in massive ways, enough that they seem to block out the sky itself. And you kind of hear Envy, you kind of hear Venom go to you.
Big comes for this.
Get ready to jam that, let's say docking bay 2, right about. Envy's gonna hit a button, and basically as since all the Heartless are pouring out, like once they stop, the bay doors should close, but like stop them midway, so they appear to be jammed. Well, let's go. We have a date after all.
Of course. And Venom reattaches to you.
I don't know if I'll ever get used to that. Feels like wearing a really sticky sweater.
Some odd, sticky person.
And you're kind of like emerging into the fight, all of you, as you see the Heartless begin to swarm out in troves. And Zach and Cody look, you see them in the comms, and it goes, "It's time to bring out our little special weapon." And Cody's just like sitting there going, "Yeah, you might think we watch a lot of television, but I guess this time it worked out for us." And you see as Zach and Cody kind of begin to line up, and their ships almost begin to dock on one another and start connecting. And in a special like transformation sequence that I can only say takes up 15 seconds. There's some close shots, everything. You see their 2 ships form into this huge like mech. That just kind of emerges, not having any legs or anything because it's like one of those flying ones, but you see arms and the head, and there's rear mounted like shoulder cannons on it. And you hear Zach goes, "This is it, the Zakoti Mark 1. Let's do this." And Cody is just like, "We never got time to
Leave it to Zach and Cody to make Voltron.
Yeah, we never got time to put on to get an official name on it." And Zach's just like, "Well, I ended up drawing a Z and a C on the back of it, so you know what it is at least. I think it's a pretty good logo if I do say so myself. Hey Caspian, watch this!" And you see as the Seeker missiles start to fly out and bombard the Heartless fleet.
I don't know what a television is, but I think I need to get one.
Yeah, we could probably put one on the gummy ship. I've just been asking for that feature forever. If we survive, that is.
Nobody's dying.
Good one. Not on my watch, anyway. Oh, but there's still a lot of Heartless, though. An exorbitant amount of Heartless.
And what are they exactly doing? Are they trying to attack us, or are they trying to move towards the defensive team?
They're trying to attack you, but you see that they're actually kind of forming this like protective bubble around the flagship. Like they are waiting to draw you into their fire, and just kind of they're like, "We know you're coming towards us."
All right. We're going to need to get on that flagship. Fighting these is just going to take way too long. We got to cut the head off the serpent.
I mean, I agree. I just want to get on the ship. But if they're forming like a shield, Should we just punch a hole in the shield and go through? Because I don't think they're gonna follow us in again.
I don't know about that, but we could try to hold them off, but I would need more support back here. This is a lot of them, and we don't have enough ammo for all this.
All right, everyone. It's time to unload all your firepower. Everything we've got.
All right, everyone, roll me to strike with
Got
intent. As you begin kind of doing the what's it called, the Ender's Game maneuver, just firing all, trying to punch a hole.
What is strike?
It's dark.
It's dark, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
9 for me.
Awesome.
A 10 for me.
Alpha.
That's an 8 for me.
All right, we'll start with the 9 and 8. So for you, Alpha, you only get to pick one of those. For Caspian, however, because you have drive form, you can pick 2 from strike from intent. What would you like your one to be, Alpha?
Well, Alpha's going to again apply one of his cards to the ship's weapons, and we're gonna summon Omega to use wave cannon. So I would like to deal great harm.
Awesome. As the just booming cannon begins clearing out enemies, kind of setting some back, annihilating them. Caspian, what would you like your 2 to be?
What type of firepower is available for the ship?
So you yourself, on this ship, there's the 2 frontal kind of laser cannons that you can use. There is also a rechargeable bigger cannon as well. This is more like a bomb launcher.
I'll go ahead and I'll fire the bomb then.
Awesome. And then your 2 things are, what would you like them to be from option? Defend yourself from harm, deal great harm, or take control of the situation?
Do deal great harm and defend myself from harm.
Amazing. And then Ben, what would you like your 2 to be?
I'm going to do the same, which is defend myself from harm and deal great harm.
So
I learned from the first 12 episodes.
at the combined might of 5 harm plus Zach and Cody, who are still unloading everything, and they're just like kind of spinning around and shooting every which gun they have on there. Which on this mech seems to be a lot of it. There's a lot of guns on that mech. An exorbitant amount of guns that would not make any sense, even in the fiction, but it somehow works. As you kind of like, you hear over the comms, Zach goes, "Cody, load the launchers faster. Stop firing them so fast. You're gonna overheat our damn guns." As the combined might of all your fire just begins bombarding, and you see a brief opening in the Heartless blockade begin to form. Envy and Venom.
Mm-hmm.
Venom kind of asks you, like, and me as the GM would like to ask you, where would you like your battle to take place? Like, where are you waiting for them from? You're waiting for them in the hangar, but it's like
In the hangar.
Okay. You want that fight to happen in the hangar? Okay, cool.
Well, that's where you want it, where you have like the energy field and the starfight in the back, and you've got like a random ship that, you know, someone started taking apart and wasn't ready for the battle, and, you know, crates of who knows what lying around. It's perfect.
And you see the hangar of the main flagship open. The Guardian still.
There's our opening.
It's time to go.
I'm gonna move towards the opening.
And you fly through. I would like everyone, except obviously for Envy, to give me a defend from harm. As you're just you're making an opening, but you're still gonna have to go through all the fire. And Zach and Cody are like falling up behind and just going berserk out there.
That's light. Okay. That's an 11.
Oof, that's okay.
I got a 7. I'm just trying to decide if I want to take a harm to make it a 10.
Oh.
Because of Leaf Bracer.
Would you like to do that?
No, I think I'll stick with the partial success.
Which stat do I use for the defend from harm?
Light.
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 I'm sorry.
Light. Okay, so that'll be 6 for me then.
All right. So there's some
Well, I
damage
hate-
coming across.
Hate this. Oh boy.
From the last roll, because one of you didn't defend from harm from the last room, Alpha would like you to mark off 1 harm in general. As you for this
Okay.
current roll, Ben, are you gonna upgrade it or no?
I'm gonna now because I don't want you to have a move because Caspian failed.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take a harm to make it a 10 plus.
Caspian, just mark off 1 harm.
And
off your
before
harm
all of
oh,
before all of this resolves, I would like to use "Come on, you can do better than that." And come over the comms and say, as whatever is going to happen to Caspian is happening, and Alpha's going to say, "Come on, Caspian, I thought you could handle yourself." And then you get +1 forward, and I get to reactivate a locked link.
awesome. That's how it should be. So yeah, Caspian, you get hit, you can mark a harm, and you feel your ship kind of move, and for a second there, you think you're gonna lose it, and you're gonna start spiraling downward, like deeper into the swarm, and miss that opening. But Alpha's his voice comes over the radio, and you're not sure if it inspires you, infuriates you, but you manage to hold onto the controls and yank yourself up, just deftly through the opening.
I don't know what you're talking about. I had that.
You sure did. We're all here, and that's what matters.
And as Zach or Cody are going through, you see they're a little bit slower. The holes starting to close, but they manage to make it through. But their mech looks pretty messed up as they go through, and you see this Heartless start to turn themselves slowly towards the ship as if to pursue you. And you hear chirping on the radio. You guys go. We got this. We got the yeah, dudes. We got this. Don't worry about it. We'll hold the line for you. Till our last breath.
You're not gonna die. Stop talking like you're gonna die.
I'm not gonna die from them. I might die of a heart attack. I'm running around. Cody doesn't know what cardio is. Don't worry about it. You think the apprentices of Master
just
Strange
before-
will die here?
Just before we go inside and leave them to do their things, I would like to... Which one do we do? Alpha wants to summon Katshi and do a marvelous cheer to give Zach and Cody limit break. I just gotta remember
Okay.
what I roll for that. Limit break.
It should be light.
Light. Oh,
Yes.
good. That's my best stat.
Of course.
That's a 10.
Awesome. So you're gonna give them +1 forward to both of them, and you see as they are in the mech, you hear the Heartless trying to get through, like kind of in the back and on your sensors, but they are not letting up. As you're slowly closing the space, and you see the hangar. Envy, are you wearing what you've kind of been normally wearing, or are you dressed for the occasion?
No. If anyone were to look on the internal sensors, they would see Ben Solo standing there in a big black shroud with mask,
Like the whole Kylo
just
Ren
waiting. The whole Kylo Ren, actually, yeah.
I
you
hate
get
it.
up,
And,
just
hate
standing
it.
there
Thank you.
waiting.
and by extension, there's like almost like extensions in the cloak that seem to be living and kind of
Mhm.
swirling around Ben.
No, thank you. You're
there's-
all going to be able to tell which one is which, right?
It won't be long now.
No, it won't.
And you see the ships begin to go for it. Are you three just trying to crash into the hangar?
I mean-
I would prefer if Ben tried to land us nicely and not crash.
I don't know, Ben. You see your own body standing there, and you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Ben doesn't care how nicely he lands. He just wants it to hopefully be flyable out of the ship.
Okay.
Yeah, same. I'm assuming that with as much speed as we use to try to punch a hole through, we really wouldn't be able to slow down.
Yeah. It's
Trying
just-
not to die
it's
and
tough.
trying to be able to leave, and that's about it.
So you guys are all. I'm gonna say both of you, Ben and Prince Caspian, go ahead and give me a limit break move.
That's with
Or no, I'm sorry. Roll through stress. That's not what I. And we're gonna.
Do you
roll
want
through
limit
stress.
break or push?
Push through stress with mastery. So roll 2d6 plus your mastery, because you're trying to decrease your speed enough so you don't just like.
Sorry, Mastery Links.
Yes, mastery link. So for you, Caspian, that would be 4. So plus 4 for you.
Plus 4? All right, so then I got 12.
And I
Awesome.
got a 10. Thank you, my Alpha Mastery Link. My only one.
What a king. So you can pick 2. You can either succeed at what you're attempting, which I'm assuming is everyone's first one, and then the other ones are taking +1 forward, asking a question about the scene, or gain an advantageous position. Each of you has one option left.
I'm gonna take an advantageous position. I should ask a question about the scene, but that's not what Ben's focused on now.
I think I'll ask a question about the scene.
Awesome.
What exactly fills the hangar that we just came in?
So, Envy, you were saying that specifically. So I'll let you kind of take one of this. What is the hangar filled
Sure.
with?
So it's like the typical Star Wars hangar that's way too big, and has random like well stacked crates, metal crates and things here and there. It's got probably 1 or 2 sections of the ground that have been removed, to do maintenance that just didn't get put back, and random starships. In fact, specifically, there's like an Imperial shuttlecraft that looks like it was undergoing maintenance. Like they removed one of the wings and such. That's just sitting there. Or is it?
Who knows? Until someone starts throwing it around, that's the rule of Star Wars. Everything.
That is the plan. So the moment Envy's pretty sure they're going to come in hot, and the moment they come in, she's got a surprise for them. They've got a surprise for them.
All right. What are you doing as they start to? You see, they start to slow down successfully as they're coming into the hangar to land.
Oh, make sure it's a rough landing. So as soon as they're coming into the hangar to land, Envy's going to use these delicious new force powers to just throw that whole Imperial shuttlecraft right into their ship and just try to throw them completely off course and make it a crash landing, no matter what.
Ooh. Okay. So as it does so, you see this huge unfinished Imperial ship. Caspian, you would not really know what it is, but it's huge and it's metal and it looks dangerous.
It's coming at me fast, so I don't want to get hit by it.
With your push through stress, I'll say that you're able to not take damage from it, but your gummy ship does collide with it, both of you. And you watch as you kind of like skid across the ground.
Actually, Nick.
Oh, what would you like to do?
Since Alpha's not flying the ship and is just watching and doesn't have to react to that, I would like to roll and interfere.
Okay, so you're just going to start shooting at the ship that's being thrown at you, like that kind of deal. Or?
Actually, I was going to cast slow on it.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Clever.
You're gonna roll with dark.
Let's see, that's mastery, so I don't, with dark, which I also don't get a bonus or a -2. That is a 9.
So you're gonna be able to choose for one. So they're either not gonna do it cleanly or something's gonna go wrong in a dramatic way.
Ooh, let's make it dramatic. It's the finale.
Yeah. So you watch as you kind of start like you cast slow on it, which kind of changes trajectory a bit, and you watch as it slowly kind of goes upward because of the speed that it originally was going, the velocity. It ends up colliding with the ceiling of the hangar instead. It still ends up grounding both of the gummy ships, but not kind of destroying them. As you watch the cockpits flare open and the emergency systems start to come off. But in doing so, you break a hole in the ceiling of the hangar and expose the entire top of the hangar as you watch ceilings start to collapse and fly away to the open sky. So now, not only are you fighting in a partially exposed hangar for all the world to see. So the cockpits, the glass raises up, the emergency systems, engines, critical, life support down, critical engine repair needed.
Alpha, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. And Alpha's gonna hop up out of the little turret and up onto the edge of the cockpit opening and be like, let's do this.
Caspian, are you still alive?
Yep, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. And I'm gonna go ahead and hop out.
Ben's gonna force leap out because he's angry.
Yeah.
Of course.
When am I not
isn't that
angry?
angry?
2 episodes ago.
Kylo Ren loudly proclaims, but calmly, "Ah, there you are, my clone. You have done a good job bringing them to me. Now kill them." So bluffing that Ben is on their side.
And
Try and turn them all against each other.
And
That
yeah,
is a
and it's kind of a shocker because you know he's been controlling your body, but like it's your voice.
I am Ben. You're not Ben. Stop that. Cease.
Are
And
you
he's gonna-
sure?
Defective clone.
Trash.
Ben's gonna just pull out his lightsaber and he's like, "We are here to defeat you, so let's go."
Caspian Alpha, what is your stance as you kind of come out?
I'm going to draw my sword, and as I approach the Kylo Ren with the talking robe, well, I'm pretty sure the last time I met Ben, they didn't have a talking piece of darkness around them.
Damn it, Venom, you gave us away.
Every time. It's hard to.
And you see the robe, part of it start to fall away. Like, still obviously leaving the Kylo Ren robes. The extended parts fall away. And you see these large, kind of thick, muscular humanoid form out of the black ichor. And you see Venom with the jaws, the tongue, the full kind of white transformation. The white kind of piece on his chest. Something that you didn't see back in the Moana world, Ben and Alpha. He was just kind of like a viscous goo, but at this point it seems like he's more stabilized, more stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Do you really think you can take all of us?
Oh, please. I could take all of you, whatever you call yourselves, heroes. But there's only one of you I actually want. Oh, please do. Get them out of my hair.
And then Venom is going to kind of take position and look at Caspian and go,
This one I like.
and Caspian, he begins to charge at you. What is your doing?
I'm going to ready my sword, and I'm going to stand in a defensive position and get ready to counterattack.
All right, roll to defend from arm. Alpha, Ben, what are you doing? As you see Envy and Venom, who's helping who? Who's going after who?
Ben is going to run at Ben.
That's with
And
my...
unless somebody tells him that he should not, he is going to run at Ben.
What were you saying,
Alpha's
Caspian?
going to pull out his keyblade and follow right after.
Called him trash.
And that's with mastery, right?
Yes, defend from harm is mastery.
Okay, so then that will be 11.
Awesome. I'll let you prevent and avoid the danger, I'll let you take narrative control here. As he kind of comes in with the claw, and you can just stop him out every way you want.
All right. As he moves in towards me and he brings this strong over-the-top right-hand claw, Caspian will simply move back, and with a backhand of his blade, he's going to bring on the back full wrist of his arm and cut deep and strong.
And you lop off Venom's arm. Because, like you said, he's not a person here, he's just the goo, so it cleanly slices through him, to the surprise of Venom.
Nice.
Oh, come on, Venom. Pull yourself together.
I'm trying.
I'm waiting to be beaten easily.
And are you counterattacking, or are you just, like, gonna hold the defense? Are you just gonna parry each time?
As soon as his arm hits the ground and he looks back in surprise, that I'm going to be cautious because I'm not sure what he is. So I'm just going to hold my weapon ready and guard myself.
Okay. Alpha, Ben. We'll start with Alpha, actually.
All right. Alpha, with all of the speed of a very tiny chocobo, is going to go like he's going to rush directly at Envy, but then at the last second, dart like to the side and then like out of direct counterattack range and do like a side swipe. And I'm gonna strike with intent.
Awesome. Roll those bones.
And that is going to be... that's going to be an 8.
7. Because I'm harder, better, faster, and stronger than you.
Oh, Envy's move. Okay. I like that. So yeah, they take a negative. You take a -1 rolls when you try to strike with intent, going head to head with Envy. So yeah, it is 7. It's still gonna be the same tier. But if that was one lower, that would have been a whole other story.
So close.
So you get to choose one. Alpha, what are you choosing?
I'm just gonna take the... I'm not gonna deal great harm. I'm just gonna take the 1 harm, and I'm gonna take control of the situation.
Cool. So he's striking at you with the... You're dealing a harm.
Okay.
Envy, what
Just
what
one?
happens? Just one.
Just 1.
What happens, Envy?
So the key sword just like slides off of Kylo Ren's body, seemingly doing absolutely nothing. And he spins around and like pulls a lightsaber on you and slashes, singeing several feathers, dealing harm back to you immediately with Berserk. Because you did not defend
right.
yourself.
To Vista moves,
Okay.
Iron Defense.
I will
Our
mark
harm
harm.
against Envy is at a -1. If we reduce harm to 0, the topic
Yep.
stays here absorbs hit. And Envy is also using Berserk, which is when someone chooses not to defend themselves when striking you with intent. You
Instantly do damage. What are you, some sort of bird? Too bad Gluttony isn't here. He loves the taste of chicken.
Because you are taking control of the situation, Alpha, you are locked in battle with Envy.
Okay.
Ben, what are you doing as you see your friend get slightly singed to a crispy status?
I think Ben's a little confused because now he would have to take a side fight, and he is not a side fighter. So I think he is going to... let's see. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna just attack or if I'm gonna do something else here. I'm probably... I'm going to attack. I think he just tries his best because Alpha is smaller than him to avoid Alpha.
Okay.
While Alpha is also fighting. Assuming Alpha will go low and he will go high.
You're striking with intent?
Yep, I'm gonna strike with intent.
Teamwork.
Teamwork. Let's see. That is an 11. I rolled a 5 and a 4 plus 2.
All right, choose 2.
I'm going to deal great harm, so I will do 2 harm, and I will defend myself from harm.
All right, so go ahead, Envy, and mark off 1 harm.
Okay.
And I think Ben's going to...
You're just slashing.
He's gonna slash, and he's going to probably yell about how that's his lightsaber and not Envy's.
So are you using the key saber, correct?
Yeah, that's the only option I have.
What color is it?
Don't ask me these questions, because then I have to make decisions. It's probably...
Is it
probably
purple?
red.
It's
Purple.
purple.
It's probably red.
All right, you're definitely angry, kind of giving in to yourself a little bit.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's him in front of him, telling him that he's trash. He's not down for it anymore. He's just lucky that everybody else didn't think that that was actually true.
Envy, you feel a great strike go through you, enough to pierce a little bit of your exterior.
That'll like shake Envy back into their sort of most common human-looking form. Hey, you left a little bit of a singe there. This might be fun after all.
I can defeat myself, you realize.
Oh, I'm planning on it.
What would Envy like to do?
Envy, you know what I think I would like to do? Let's just deal damage right back. Like, the little chicken is not a problem right now. But I see what I need to deal with. So Envy is going to I guess strike with intent, or deal damage rather to Ben.
All right, Ben, go ahead and roll defend from harm.
Yeah, they so they have the original gangsta red cross-hilted lightsaber, and it's just going crazy, just super fast.
All right.
And,
Defend from harm.
Yes, and Caspian also roll defend from harm as Venom kind of looks around and you see his arms start to reform, albeit not as fast as the rest of his body's wriggling, and he kind of looks at you and is like,
I'll make it mine.
and launches himself at you, like his full body.
Alrighty. Ooh, that's not good. That is 8 plus 2, so 10.
10. That's still great. So you got 10, Ben. What did you get?
I got a 9, so it's going to cost me either I expose myself to danger or the GM makes a move. I think I'll just expose myself to danger. I feel like
Alright.
they're the same thing in a boss battle.
Well, I'll cut for expose yourself to danger. I'm gonna cut the harm you would take in half, so only take 1 harm. As
Alright.
Envy is, are you just slashing with your arm blade? Are you punching?
Oh, what now?
How are you attacking Ben again?
Oh, with his own lightsaber.
Okay, yes, yeah. Oh, sorry, I forgot the other lightsaber.
Oh, yeah.
Ben, you've been hit with a lightsaber like a few times. Not fully, obviously, because that will just cut you in half. But you watch as you kind of get the strike against your chest.
Yeah,
the
this
lightsaber
is...
kind of like sears your exterior, kind of forcing you to take a step back a bit.
Yeah, I think his hand immediately goes up to his chest, and he's just like kind of like patting on it a bit.
And Caspian, you're like surrounded as this thing tries to envelop you, but you stand strong. How do you retaliate?
If I can, maybe just try to press through. As I see it try to split open and blanket, I'm going to dash forward with a strike and try to cut it down the middle and move through the 2 pieces as they split to the side.
You kind of avoid and you cut through, dealing harm to it as you... Like, you hear Venom scream as you bust through it. And you see it's kind of separated into various places. And you're just like... "Ugh!" And it kind of turns around. Not actually turning around, but its body twists. Because it's just amorphous. And kind of starts to reform. And just, you see, though, that the kind of, like, the slashes are slowly beginning to regenerate, but it's getting a little bit slower each time. Would you like to counterattack, or would you like to attack and press even more? Or
If it's starting to reform and I see that it's slowing down, then I'm just going to start weed whacking onto the ground as it's trying to come together.
Yep, strike with intent.
Wonderful.
That is a 3 + 4 + 1.
8. Awesome. You have drive form, so you can pick 2. So would you like to deal great harm, take control, or defend yourself from harm?
I'll deal great harm and defend myself from harm.
You just cut through Venom and just reduce him to pieces that are squirming on the ground. For the most part, you like do the cross slash. Just it's excellent. How's Caspian feeling dealing with a foe that you're just kind of outmastering at this point?
Right now, Caspian feels that this is going too good.
Yes, almost.
Pick yourself up, Venom. You couldn't deal with one pretty boy with a sword?
And there's just like multiple screams coming from each little pile of goo that just seems to starting to slither in the cracks, almost trying to disappear.
I'm gonna turn towards Envy after they say that. Looks like your allies are slowly disappearing.
Well, then good thing I'm more than enough for all of you.
Alpha, you're up.
All right. I know exactly what I want to do. I want to cast magic. I rolled an 11. Alpha's going to pull a card and say, Typhon, it's chow time. And I would like to cause 1 harm, heal 1 harm, and bypass defenses.
Awesome. And you're towards Envy? Or towards...
Yes.
Okay, cool. So you're going to heal 1 harm with yourself. You're going to deal 1
So
harm.
a giant dragon is going... and it's going to bypass Envy's defenses.
Oh, okay, awesome.
So a big dragon thing. Yes, a big dragon thing is going to appear with multiple heads, and it's all, like, weird and funky looking, and it's just going to lean over and take a big chomp out of Envy.
Ooh.
No one told me you brought a homunculus. That's it. The chicken has to go.
Ben, what are you doing at the hearing of that?
I think Ben wants to move Envy away from Alpha at that moment, because that's like the chicken has to go is probably at he's fought Envy before and knows that they're like, if they're saying that, they're gonna do it, and pretty dedicatedly. So I think he is going to. I'm just trying to wonder if I can do this. If I were to use the take control of a situation part of Strike with Intent, would I be allowed to move somebody?
You would have to do strike to subdue and force a change of location.
Change of location?
Yes.
Okay. Then I'm gonna cast magic.
Okay.
Oh.
No, you know what? Let's do it. I'll do a strike to subdue.
All right, awesome. So you do have Twilight Walker, right?
But it's with mastery, and Twilight Walker only lets me switch light and dark.
Oh, okay, never mind. So yeah, roll mastery.
All right. I rolled 2 6s.
Cool, 12.
The only time I never roll with dark.
You deal harm, but the harm's not
Box
gonna matter.
cars.
The harm won't matter,
Yep.
but what are you doing? What are your 2?
I want to force a change of location, and I want to take something from them.
All right, first off, what are you taking from them?
I can't say my whole body, but I can say my lightsaber.
Oh.
Ooh, are we gonna have Ben dual wielding?
We're gonna take my lightsaber, and I would like to force a change of location, in the sense that I want to separate Envy from Alpha.
Now, are you trying to so just into the zones of the hangar, or do you want to take Envy out of the hangar, like deeper into the ship, or like outside of the ship? I'm basically asking
How
you.
bad does this hangar really look? Does it look like
You could definitely
does
get.
Ben?
Like, if you wanted to go outside and fight on top of the ship, you could. If you wanted to do that whole, like, Darth Maul Episode 1 fight through the entire castle, that would also let you do that.
Does the hangar outside look like it's going to, like, soon give us an actual, like, being alive issue because of it being exposed to the sky?
Things could probably strike through it, like, could strike you from it, but Zach and Cody are doing a great job of providing defense.
I think he's gonna push them into the ship more.
Okay, so you guys are fighting through the hangar. Okay.
Oh,
Envy,
hey, Nick, real quick.
Yeah.
Can I make a dark link with Envy?
Sure. I mean, I feel like that's it. So roll 2d6 plus your dark.
Cool.
Caspian, you can as well. Unless I think actually you might have a link earlier. You do.
I believe I do.
Yes.
But do you have one with Venom?
I do a dark link with Venom.
Ooh, well, look at you go.
Yeah, I was
Already.
pretty proactive on that.
Actually, can I make a new link with Caspian? Because I don't think I have Caspian's link anymore. I don't.
No, yeah, you definitely can. What
That's a
kind of
good
link would you
point.
like to
I
make?
also would like to do that.
I'm gonna make a mastery link.
Oh,
with-
I was like a light link.
Okay.
We
I was
wild
thinking
today.
about it.
We wild.
I
Viewers
rolled
at home, I don't know if you all
8.
remember, but very first episode, the light link was the link with Caspian was all dark. Every single one was dark.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I have to roll to make a link.
2d6
Like I can't remember.
plus the link type you're trying to
Just. Yeah.
I just can't remember what I have to roll to get it. I rolled an 8. Is that too low?
So either your link move doesn't go
It
off,
depends
and
on
you get
the-
it. Yeah, it depends on what I say.
Okay, well I rolled an 8.
For you,
We don't make links often.
I'll say that you can. Well, your link. You know what? I'll say that your link move goes off, but you get a light link with Caspian and Alpha.
That was a 10 for a dark link with Envy, and another 10 for a light link with Caspian. And this is an 8 for a dark link with Venom.
Okay, you didn't already have a link with Venom? Or you...
I did not.
Okay.
I had one, I believe, and I think I spent it.
Okay, cool. So we'll say you get all those links. Who has harm out of Caspian, Ben, and...
Does my link move go off twice?
Yes.
I have harm and so does Caspian. Right?
Okay.
So you both
So
get 2
everybody
harm.
can heal 2.
What? Even me? Thanks.
Ah.
Not Envy. That would be great. That'd be awesome.
You said everyone.
I mean, technically,
Ah.
Envy is Ben.
Sorry, the link move only applies to my friends.
Hmm.
Yay.
All right, so Envy, what's the first room we're getting pushed into? I'll let you decide that.
So the next thing off of here is there's a catwalk, essentially like a platform with, of course, no railing, and some like large energy spires with controls around them nearby, because they're exposed energy conduits, like you do on Star Wars, and so, but essentially it's just like a big bridge that's
yeah.
not too wide. Maybe like 3 people could stand across it pretty comfortably, but that's about it.
All right, and then Caspian, Ben, and Alpha, you kind of push in. Because of Ben, you kind of rush in and kind of move the battle with you. And it's like 3 on one side, Envy on the other.
I have a question.
Yes.
How is Alpha rideable?
No, Alpha
no,
is
Too
like,
small.
Yeah, Alpha's like 3.
I'm only 4 foot tall.
4 foot
All right, so small chocobo. Okay.
I'm a cartoon chocobo.
Right.
That would be great, though.
And currently the vessel that we're in is in the air.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna look towards Ben. Ben, do you think you could take this this wannabe on your own?
Aren't we supposed to be working together?
I think we are. I have an
Okay.
idea to bring this ship down permanently.
Valid. We should probably take care of the ship. I will do my best.
All right.
Or I
you
will
can
die, but I'm already dead.
Alpha, you can either
So-
come with me or you can help Ben.
Alpha's going to look up at Ben and be like, "Where do I go?"
Alpha, I trust you to make a decision because we are friends and we're working together. If you think that Caspian will need your help because Caspian's used to doing things alone, then go with Caspian. Otherwise, stay with me and we will be fine. We need to destroy the ship either way. It might be more important, if only because if we both fail here and then fail doing that, we failed twice. Whereas if I failed here and the ship still comes down, we are still completing our objective.
Zach and Cody can only last so long out there without our help.
Alpha's going to put a little cartoon feather finger on his face like this and say, "I have an idea," and flash another card. Here, let me actually grab a card. Flash a card and summon a chocobo for Caspian.
Awesome.
Awesome.
He won't last indefinitely, but he should be able to help.
There's no
And
great.
this one is actually big enough for you to ride if you would like.
It is more than enough, Alpha. Thank you. I want to hop onto that chocobo then, and I'm going to...
Riding chocobos.
If there is no door, then I'm going to make one. I'm going to try to find whatever reactor, whatever energy source keeps this thing up, and I'm going to destroy it. So that's where I'm going to go.
Okay, roll your mastery. It's time to make a door.
That's double sixes and 2. So that's 14.
Ooh.
More boxcars, I love it.
I want to take a picture of that. That's nice.
Those dice are not. They got their get out of jail free card. But how long will the luck stay?
Don't say
Before
that.
it
We're gonna make you
runs
work for it.
out? You see as the energy pulse goes up towards your you assume is the reactor core, and you kind of get the idea, and you kind of launch yourself over Envy, like wide over Envy's head, and the chocobo kind of attaches to the reactor core, like the tubing heading up, and starts running up it, ascending you towards the top.
Hey, we weren't done with you yet.
Then I'm going to go ahead and I'll turn as I'm going up to this this reactor. Then I'll say, well, as you said, I'm just a pretty boy with a sword. No need for me.
Envy, would you like to do anything before this battle commences? Again.
Kind of. How far away is Caspian and the chocobo?
Definitely.
More important, I was gonna say, more importantly, how close is Alpha?
Alpha's kind of on the other side of the bridge, probably like a zone away. You could do some stuff if it was ranged, or you could try to close the gap.
I think I'm gonna close the gap. I'm gonna go after the chicken.
Yes.
Only because I saw how mad it made Ben.
You do the
come.
like low end, like the lower
Oh yeah.
body end
So
charge?
yeah, Envy absolutely just like low end, like sort of runs and just really fast. And as they move past Ben, completely just does this slide on the ground right under, like, you know, their lightsaber or however they would try and stop them. And then they pick themselves up and just keep going, rushing straight for the little cartoon chocobo.
Okay.
Can I interfere?
You can definitely try. You can always try.
I'm gonna try
Go ahead and roll that defend from harm. Just in case.
I'm gonna try to more or less clothesline Envy. Roll with interfere, roll with dark. Okay, so I rolled a 3 and a 4, and that is a 7 plus 2 is 9.
All right. They either don't
So-
do it cleanly, or something's gonna go wrong in a dramatic way.
I want to protect, but drama. Something's gonna go wrong in a dramatic way. Let's do this. We've had too much easy so far.
Envy, you're rushing through, and Ben is leaping to your defense. You can't cleanly get to Alpha, but Ben has just opened himself up as an amazing target.
Oh, absolutely. Maximum damage. So Envy's gonna go and is planning on sliding past a lightsaber swing that they are anticipating, and then seeing for the moment that all of a sudden this is not gonna work. Instead, jumps up off the ground, grabbing Ben by the shoulders and doing this flip in the air to slam him on the ground.
And it's the power. You felt Envy's punches before it hits. They feel like a train. Ben, mark 2 harm as Envy just smashes you to the ground. But
Thanks for healing me earlier, Alpha.
I'm guessing Envy's face is just with glee right now.
Oh, yes. Just dripping down, looking directly just right over Ben, right over his face. Well, it looks like it is just you and me as long as that chicken stays out of it.
Is the chicken gonna stay out of it, Alpha?
Help.
No, absolutely not.
Aw. You could just
Let's
let me
see.
win, though. It'd be funny.
I think our idea of funny is a little different, Envy. Alpha is gonna strike with intent and get a... No, I don't get a bonus to that. Get a 7.
You mean a 6?
Oh, that's right. Dang it.
Ooh, that's so rough. No.
How do you counterattack
Okay,
Envy?
that's fine.
Oh, I got an idea. Oh, this is amazing. Okay, so there's the, so Envy has Ben pinned on the ground, just tossed him to the ground, has him down there, grabs one of the 2 weapons. They don't pay attention to which, that's already ignited, one of those 2 lightsabers, and just throws it right at Alpha.
Alpha, I want you to mark off 2 harm as you block the worst of it because the lightsaber will kill you with a clean strike, but it hurts. And one of your feathers feels badly injured as you get tossed and are now leaning, you have to hold to grab on as you're almost falling off the bridge.
Okay.
And we see this dire moment. We switch to Caspian, and Caspian, you're running up the reactor core, and you kind of see it at the top if you wanted to destroy it, but there's Heartless starting to spread out of it in numbers.
All right, then. I'm going to, at full speed with the chocobo, I'm going to bring the sword to the side, and I'm just going to start swinging and slashing at any Heartless that approach me on my way to the reactor.
Awesome. Go ahead and strike with intent as you try to break the line.
Ooh, that's bad. That is going to be 5.
Oof. Oofa, doofa, as we like to say here. You kind of try to get to the reactor core to bring the ship down, and the Heartless just overwhelm you enough that you don't see something that is leaking out of one of the cracks in the tube as the venom emerges, a little bit looking more put together, and punches you, dealing 1 harm as he sends you careening back down towards the bridge. In
That's not
true-
good.
True anime fashion, and then begins on all 4s, kind of leaping and trying to catch up with you as if pursuing you viciously. Ben, what would you like to do?
Well, there's still 1 weapon there, so I think he's going to. He's prone and under Envy, so I think he's going to try to bring his legs to his chest, and I think he's going to try to kick Envy. But I'm going to do that as a strike to intent because I think he's just at this point. If Envy were to stop moving, Envy wouldn't be a problem anymore. Of course. Okay. A 4 plus 1 is a 5, plus 2 dark is 7, which would only get me one option, but I'm at 2. I'm at 2 harm. I don't know if I want to take another one.
Well, if you don't deal great, it's not gonna.
Yeah, but if I don't deal great, it's not gonna go through. But then I can't defend myself from harm. Do I get netted a harm either way?
Do you have Lucian, do you have a link you could spend to give yourself advantage?
For dark? It would be my envy link. Oh wait! I have a +1 forward on envy. Why haven't I been using
that's
the
true.
forward on envy?
You have a +1
That makes
forward.
it an 8, but that still doesn't matter. But
If you
I can
Minus
take a
one's
harm
still
against +2.
7.
If you
Yeah.
defend for yourself from harm, you're gonna not take a harm. If you deal great harm, you're gonna take a harm. But
Take a harm.
But you'll still have one left. So
You know what? I'll take the harm.
damn it, man.
Hmm.
You're.
I'm gonna play risky and bet it all on 3-stage fight. That's where I'm
Yeah,
at.
there we go. That's what I like to see. It's the finale. Cause some
We're gonna-
chaos.
We're gonna hope I can res myself if I die. That's what we're gonna hope. If Kefka gets 1,000,000 deforms, I get 1,000,000 deforms.
Million T.
So you go ahead and you strike, and you just kind of like envy. You guys kind of trade blows, like lightsaber to lightsaber. I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Well, at this point, Envy is taken the one lightsaber and thrown it. So they're just beating the heck out of just punching Ben as much as they can.
Basically envy goes and just punches you in the face, Ben, causing your nose to kind of crack, and you feel blood begin to leak out of it as you complete your slash against envy, dealing damage. I'm gonna say here, for the sake of that choice, it's gonna deal 2 harm.
Okay, well then I complete my harm clock.
No, not to you,
Oh.
Ben.
Oh,
It's
to
gonna
other
deal
Ben.
It's gonna harm you, but envy is gonna take 2 harm, not
Okay.
including the one blocked.
Oh,
from
not
you,
including.
which means, I believe, does that complete your harm clock, envy?
That does. Phase 1 harm clock completed.
So
Phase 1.
So what happens, Envy? I'll let you describe what happens. And Caspian, you see this as Venom looks, and you kind of hear Venom talking to Envy Caspian. He's just kind of speaking to himself, and he goes,
Is it time?
Get down here!
and you see Venom begin to spread extra wide like a huge net, but does not try to go for you, and is splashing down. I'm gonna let Envy describe what happens next.
All right, sure. So Envy is over Ben, gets hit with the lightsaber, and starts to reel back a bit, and is like grasping at their arm that has this big burn mark in it. And he's like, "Okay, you want to play rough? Then let's play rough." Jumps up in the air, just 10 feet in the air, just jump straight up in the air, and in the air, 2 things happen at once. One, their body starts to rapidly expand into this 8-legged green creature with a almost humanish looking face and massive tail, almost like a giant lizard, as Venom lands on their back and just starts to envelop their body, but still making way for all of these weird looking, like, pulsating faces and arms that are just covering Envy's back. And then Envy in this giant form lands on that catwalk, destroying it, and the 3 of us all fall down into another room of the ship.
And what room is that? Actually, no. I think before that, I think this is the
Sure.
perfect time to take a 5-minute break as you realize in a horror what Envy's, all the strength, all the giant footprints, as you witness Envy's true form. We'll be back in
hate it.
5 minutes, everyone. Keep watching. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Kingdom Hearts, the Interstitial War. I'm your game master, Nomenic, and when we last left our group before the break, things had gotten a little interesting. Envy had transformed, and we were now coming into a world of trouble. A positive world of trouble. Let's get back into it, shall we? So, as you descend down, Envy, would you like to describe the room that you all fall down into?
Sure. So there's like a big medical lab or bay, and in there's trays and tables full of equipment and instruments, and several big like tanks full of like Bacta or some other fluids that they are working in here. It's some sort of science lab, some sort of research facility, but large enough that this now giant green lizard-like form of Envy is able to fit itself in there fairly comfortably, knocking over a few tables perhaps, operating tables and such, and bringing just so much debris from the catwalk down with them, including I assume a fluttering Alpha and a 1, Ben Solo. So unless you can fly, Ben,
Roll to defend
you
from
need to
harm, please.
at -1.
At -1? Neat.
At -1.
Alright, so I'm starting off with a 4. And
Wow.
plus 2 is a 6. And I do not... Oh, but I get a +1.
That cancels
Does
out.
my forward count towards this? My forward against Envy because of my link move?
Yeah, but that gets canceled out by
Yeah.
Envy's negative.
Yeah, but I had already minus the 1 when I said I
Okay.
start with a 4. So then it would be a...
okay.
It'd be a 7. It
Okay.
would be just into the
I'll say
success, partial
the
success.
forward will end now because Envy's change phased. But yeah.
Okay, so I would have to make a new link with Envy.
No, you would have the same link with Envy, but it would have to, you have
Damn.
to get Rafia.
All right.
But
I'll accept it.
You defend from harm from a 7.
Yep.
Okay. So are you gonna put yourself in more danger, or are you gonna let me make a move?
Aren't they the same thing in a boss fight?
Not
I'm just gonna let you
necessarily.
make a move.
Cool. As you kind of come through, let's see, eeny, meeny, miny. Alpha, roll to defend from harm at -1. As,
Why would you do this to
as
me?
a lightning bolt just suddenly breaks through the ship like a Fjord and almost singes Alpha on the spot, or maybe it does. Let's see.
8.
All right. I'm gonna say you so great danger, or let me make another move.
Make another move.
You dodge narrowly out of the way as the lightning kind of comes through and destabilizes the ship a little bit more. Thanks, Dr. Strange. Thanks, Zach. As things start to shake, and you see Caspian emerge kind of down, landing gently with the chocobo, and Venom is just kind of like reaching out multiple kind of appendages off of this monstrous Envy, and is beginning to kind of spawn Heartless around them. What one do?
I'm so glad.
When exactly can I use Mystical Phantasm?
You can use that whenever you'd like, and I mean with the big open area that you have now, it's not too big, but you could probably get a little bit, bring some friends here if you wanted to.
Once I see the size of Envy and the Heartless starting to pour out, then I'm going to reach down and off my belt grab the Horn of Susan. And I think it's time you met my friends. And I'm going to blow into the horn.
And when he blows the horn, it is like this miraculous sound. It sounds like it's loud, it's resounding, it's almost booming. It stops everyone in their tracks for a second. And you see the area around Caspian and this area as well begin to shift. As suddenly, you are not within the medical anymore. No, you are on the rolling plains of Narnia. And Caspian, who is there, accompanying you now.
What?
Then I will have a army of centaurs and giants, dwarves. I will have satyrs, all at the ready, as well. I'm assuming this is all still. Are we actually in the plains of Narnia, or are we still within that room?
You're basically within that room, but your horn has transformed the.
But it's like opening a portal of that
Yeah.
into it. All right. So yeah, I would say a moderately large army, not enough to where it would bottleneck the room, but enough to where they could easily move in and swarm onto the Heartless. And as happens, while on the chocobo, I will draw my sword and point towards them.
Chocobo
Make
cat.
make them fear the woods. And then I'm going to yell charge.
And as the Heartless emerge out and start to clash, there is battle all around you as Caspian's true power is revealed. An army within one. Literally bringing meaning to an army of one. As Envy, you are surprised, to say the very least, at this army
And-
kind of... Yep.
Also, I have a question. I'm not sure, but does the booming sound of the horn mess with Venom?
It would, and you see Venom. That is such a good question. You see Venom begin to shriek a bit, almost exposing Envy's kind of green skin as it's like starts to shake from the sound of it, like a bit vibrating very fast.
Hey, stay put. I need you where you're at.
It hurts.
Well, then let's shut him up.
You see multiple claws and appendages strike through the armies attempting to hit you, Caspian. What do you do? As Venom is throwing itself at you. Well, parts of it.
I'm going to be riding in this front with my army following behind me, and I will be ready to strike at him as he makes his approach.
Go ahead and roll to strike with intent as the Venom appendages come in trying to whip at you. They're shaking in the air. You can take a +1 because the horn has disturbed him for this moment.
All right. I will judge you myself work with this situation if I'm striking with intent against someone who stands against my ideals?
Yes, I believe Venom and Envy definitely stand against your ideals.
All right.
To be fair, we stand against most people's ideals.
So that will be 11 plus 3 then.
And you just, you pick all three, I'm guessing, because you have drive form. And you watch the sword originally handed down to you by the great King Peter shine with a sheen that has not been seen in years. As you watch and you feel like you almost feel like Peter is there swinging the sword with you, and you can feel the Pensives almost behind you whispering in your ear saying, "You can do this, you are the king." And Prince Caspian is not a prince no more at this moment. He is a king. And you swing through and you rut and cut through Venom's appendages, slicing them off and dealing a harm to the Envy Venom.
One or 1 minus 1 is 0.
I'll say 1.
Okay. All right.
Nick,
Yes.
seeing all of this, Alpha would like to roll
To change your
to
link?
change and lock. Yes.
What was your link with
Alpha
Caspian
has
for?
been sufficiently impressed. It was light. I would like to change it to mastery.
Okay, cool.
And that is, boxcars. That's 12.
Awesome. You
Ow.
Ben healed 1, right? You heal 1.
Yes.
Caspian, I don't think you have any damage on you currently.
Yes.
Or do you? You do.
I have
actually.
1. I have 1.
You heal that 1 because of Alpha locked your link. As you receive Caspian New Light and realize, for as much as Caspian talked himself up first meeting him, he definitely has the power to back it up. And Ben, it looks like in the chat you're feeling the same way.
Yeah, but do I ever lock my links?
You can try.
All right.
So you're trying to change, what was it, a light link or a mastery link?
It's a mastery link, but it's
Wait.
gonna stay there. I just want to lock it.
Okay.
Nope, you have to change it.
You have to change
I
it.
have to change it.
Maybe I think maybe you should make it a heart link.
Yeah.
because
I
you've
was
had
gonna
a
say, I feel
change
like
of
this would
heart.
be-
You
I
probably
got a change of heart.
you kind of think that Caspian's something to strive for.
Okay, yeah, I'll say with a roll of the same type. Okay. What's my heart? I think I actually have a heart. Never mind. I rolled...
Rub it in.
Exactly. I rolled a 6 and a 4, which is a 10, plus 1 is an 11.
Awesome. You lock that link with Caspian. And we lost Alpha. Did we lose Alpha? It looks like we did for just a second. Yeah, you lock that link with Caspian. You're just in amazement.
I'm like, neat. But like in Ben's solo language, so he's like, an excellent move. Thank you for the assistance.
Alpha is currently having connection issues, it looks like, but we'll give him a chance to come in. Ben, what would you like to
Meanwhile,
Ben, I think, is then going to attack Envy.
please.
I'm just trying to decide if I want to cast magic at him or if I want to attack him with my lightsaber.
do whatever feels right for you?
I know. Do we, do you know which one you threw at Alpha earlier?
I don't.
Well, I'm gonna say he has his old one because he's angry.
Okay. Yeah, that's
This is his OG lightsaber. So he's gonna swing it at him with his little unstable lightsaber and strike with intent to hurt him. To hurt Envy. Maybe. We'll see. I don't trust my dice anymore. We're in the second half. Why did I say anything?
What'd you get?
I got a 3 plus 2 is 5. So I failed because I have to roll a 7 to be able to roll a strike to get. I wonder, okay, if I take a harm to do my darkness is my weakness. Well, that's not a move. Does this count as a move? Striking with intent?
Yeah,
yeah.
they're all moves.
If I take a darkness is my weakness. Oh wait, that would fill my
Harm me.
I would fill my clock, never mind. Well, because I could get it to get to 7 and then spend another harm to make it a 10, but
Mhm.
I can say
I would take if I take a harm and make it a 7 and just do
you can be basically make
Nah.
the suicide attack. Do you want to do that? Because you'll fill your harm clock, but you'll still resolve the effects.
You know what? Let's do it and then let's see if I come back from it.
All right, don't roll your phase move just yet. Do your strike move 10, so you get to choose one. What is your one? I guess shield's a great harm because you're going down anyway.
Yeah.
All right, Envy, you take a harm as Ben.
Or do I?
Or do you?
Don't you dare do that to me.
No, I'm gonna do it to you. So Ben's rushing up with the lightsaber, full on angry, just gonna slash Envy in two, and Envy literally just takes one of their 8 limbs and just like doink, like knocks Ben back. I use laughing matters as this big lizard creature is just laughing at you, stopping the attack in its tracks and sending a mount of counterattack your way.
Nice. Nice.
Doofa. Yeah, that hurts you and it drops you. You feel the appendages pierce you, Ben. Kind of like
Like hella all over again, just
Yep.
impaled.
Why
That's
don't you
always how it
just
happens.
Why don't you just stay put? I have plans for you.
You begin to feel venom start to spread onto you a little bit. Roll your 3-phase fight move, Ben.
Lucian, if you do not roll with advantage.
I'm going to spend a link to roll with advantage. And I think I'm going to spend my jet linked to do so. Zeke over here, like, don't you dare.
Fight with control of yourself, kid. That's what Jet would say.
Okay. A 6 plus a 4 is a 10, plus a 2 is a 12. I am resurrected.
That is a lot.
So Ben like fades away into darkness for a second, and then Ben, you feel your anger start to force you back together. You feel
Spite.
your rage, your spite, your hatred as you emerge back into the fray, cuts on your body, with your harm track completely clear. But
I'm not staying down.
Your aura looks a little bit darker.
Of course it
You're
does.
starting to look like a little bit like a seeker now.
Don't say things like that.
Nice trick. But I'm not done yet. I'd like to use a huge attack where everyone gets to defend as Envy spins around, just sweeping their tail across the battlefield.
Awesome, and you're knocking over satyrs and centaurs,
Mhm.
and even your own Heartless, as
Oh,
Venom
yeah.
is striking as well. All of you roll to defend from harm.
Envy, stop.
No.
Envy,
You're not making good moves for your own teammates.
stop.
Y'all
Eight
had
for
fun,
me.
now it's my turn.
Do we want to go in order?
Of course, yeah.
You call on us, so we're not all screaming at the same time.
I'll say, let's start with Prince Caspian.
8.
King Caspian.
King Caspian, yes. I'm sorry. So you want to expose yourself to danger, or you're going to make a move against someone else?
I'll expose myself to danger.
All right, Ben.
9,
Same question.
and I am going to expose myself to danger as well.
Alpha.
Also a 9. I'll go with the group and expose myself to danger.
None of us want to throw each other under the bus.
That's probably for the best. Envy, I'm gonna say everyone can mark a harm then, as they avoid the brunt of it, but still take damage as you kind of get knocked to the ground or knocked back in various ways. It's heavy. The Heartless are standing a chance, and you can vaguely hear sounds of battles even on the outside of this kind of temporary like tear into Narnia, as you hear Zach kind of yell and scream in the intercoms, "Hit the overdrive, Cody! Hit it! I'm giving it all she's got, Captain!"
They know references for movies they shouldn't know, but I love it.
The other thing,
Television.
it's because we have television. The other thing is that when Envy did that spin around attack with their big old tail, they left like a big circular rut in the ground,
Ooh, like a trench almost.
like a little trench.
I know what that's up to. I don't like that. Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Oh, you're talking about.
Don't like that.
King Caspian, what will you do?
If I'm still on the chocobo after being hit by the tail, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to call to 2 giants. As I charge towards them, I'm going to stand up onto the back of the chocobo, and I want to jump off and have the giants catapult me and try to get onto Envy's back. If I can, I will come down and strike into her back
Roll
with
a
the
strike
blade.
from intent.
Get
That
up
is-
on the lizard's back.
Yep.
It's so
Fight
cool.
Fight on Envy! Fight on Envy!
It reminds you of Shambhala all over again, Envy.
And that's still going to be, I will judge you myself, so that'll be a 10.
And you emerge leaping in the distance, and you do the whole, do the whole grasp the sword and come down like this kind of deal.
Correct, both hands as I drive it down.
Ooh, -1 from harder, better, stronger, faster.
So it'd be
Ooh.
9 then.
9.
Haha.
So take 2. So tell me the 2 you take.
I will, so I'll deal great harm and defend myself.
All right, you land doing 2 harm
Ooh.
to Envy, which is going to soak up and go a net 1 for you. As you stab into Envy's head, which penetrates deep. But you know, Envy, you're like, I don't really have major organs. That's not it hurts, but.
What are you giving me, a migraine? Get off of there.
And you kind of land and take hold, and you're definitely on it. And the giants, you kind of look, and they start sweeping their massive arms, and just sweep a bunch of the Heartless away. As you injure it, injure Envy,
Mhm.
out of the wound, you start to see Heartless begin spawning off the body and flying more into the battlefield.
Hey, I needed those.
Those aren't Heartless, actually. They're... It's almost like souls are escaping from Envy. And they scream as they emerge, causing you almost a little bit of fright.
This vile beast. We must end this.
Alpha.
Okay. So this is Alpha's first action since falling off of the catwalk. And Alpha had just gotten real beat up right before that. So he's not feeling too great. He also just got hit with a giant lizard tail. So he's going to kind of stagger to his feet and reach for a card and call for Gilgamesh.
Oh my god.
And we are going to summon Gilgamesh, and actually we're going to have him do two things this time.
Not your cat, Lucian.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, what do I roll for that? Okay, that's light. So the first thing I want to do is I want to do a push through stress to
Okay.
see if I can get +1 forward here, but I need you to tell me what links to roll with.
This is pure desperation, I feel like, at this point. Roll with dark.
Roll with dark.
Yep, you're trying to
Okay.
gather as much power as possible, as quick as possible.
Okay.
And you kind of see Envy, you're kind of looking, and Envy's thrashing about while Caspian's, like, trying to hold on.
Yeah.
Am I still taking a negative to this because of envy?
Because you're...
When it's not an action directly against envy?
I think it's technically just strike with intent only.
Yeah, it's just straight
Okay.
intent.
Okay, so that is a 7 for my push through stress.
All right, pick one.
I'm gonna take +1 forward.
All right.
That was what I wanted. And then the other thing, while Gilgamesh is here, I want to roll Limit Break and get... that would be a 10, but it's a 9. Well, no, because it's not a strike with intent.
Yep.
So I'm going to get a 10 to...
You're gonna get +1 forward, too.
Gilgamesh is going to use the aptly named Monarch Sword and give King Caspian a buff. Maybe make his sword fancier and maybe make it glow with divine energy.
Yep, I'll say that. It glows brightly with the light. You're not... you kind of get the feeling it's Alpha's doing, but it also feels like... It feels like the light that you once saw spill out of Arslan's country. Or Aslan's country, sorry.
And I think that's gonna do it for my turn.
Out of curiosity, when you do your link move, does that not also heal you?
It does.
Okay. Because I should be healing you.
I'm
It's
still
not-
at 2 harm. Don't get me wrong,
yeah.
I'm still at 2 harm.
It's rough. It's Envy's
It's
been
rough.
dishing out a lot of harm. It's
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you were here last session, but Ashley Sarah was doing heal duty like every turn. Everything was getting dished out. Yeah, Ben, what are you doing?
I'm going to do the equivalent of a heal if you play the Star Wars game. Heal harm move. So I'm going to cast magic. And I'm going to attempt to... I think I'm going to force... Like, it's gonna look like force lightning.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah.
Force life steal.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna. It's a 5. Yeah, no, even with advantage, I feel like that's a rough one there. So that is a 5. And there's nothing I can take if I went rolling dark. No, I can't. Nope, these are all for killing people. They're not for helping people. So nope, that's a 5. It's a failure. I try to go do it, and either souls look at me or I'm just reminded of myself or something. I don't know.
You kind of slip up as the Heartless are around you, and you see something come out and hold you in place as you see one of Envy's venom appendages are in the ground and has somehow slink through and is now taking hold of you as venom begins to climb up your body. Envy,
Oh my god.
you can now take a pretty easy attack on Ben if you'd like, as she's unable to move.
Ben the
Venom.
chicken.
Also, since Ben just failed on a roll, Alpha from a different part of the battlefield is gonna
Come on, you
give
can do it.
Ben a little bit of a ribbon. Be like, "Come on, Ben, you can do better than that." And so,
Trying.
So Ben's gonna get a +1 forward,
Okay. All right,
and I don't have a link to reactivate at the moment, but probably later.
You know what? Yeah, let's bring him over here. Envy does a couple things at once. A couple of their back legs, like, through the dirt, because we're now sort of in Narnia, through the dirt, like, spread out to stabilize themselves, but also make 2 more lines on the ground, 2 more gouges. And Envy is actually going to reach out and attempt to just grab Ben and drag him across the ground with a 3rd sort of big gouge in the ground. So that is, I guess that would be what, like attacking for great damage or something.
Okay, yeah. So you're trying to not only hurt Ben a lot, but also bring Ben into you.
Yeah, closer. Mhm.
Cool. So Ben, I'm gonna say you get to defend from harm. You don't get to resist the grab effect though, because you failed. So you
Okay.
watch as Envy pulls you towards them.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I need a moment to fire my dice after this. That is a 6.
Take 2 harm as you're just
Yep.
beaten across, and the thing's venom stabs into you and is kind of eating away at your touch. Yeah, Envy, you have Ben in your grasp.
Yes, this is what I need. At that point, they seem distracted and they're looking around at them on the ground, and they make 3 more gouges with their available limbs on the ground, creating like a hexagon inside the big circle trench.
This is dirty. I don't like what's happening on a not a game level.
And he's like, yes, and a couple things. So the ground starts, the trenches all start to glow, and little bits of venom start to sort of just like fly up into the air into like little bits that sort of just flutter away.
What are you doing?
You're doing exactly what I planned for
No.
you.
I won't.
And a venom starts to try to claw and hang on to Ben. You look,
He'll save me.
Sure.
No, this was the plan all along. You're not
Well-
going to ruin this for me now.
No.
Ah!
I would like to
Ben's just like,
cast
how much
magic.
risk can this get?
yeah, cast magic.
I'm actually going to spend a link in order to get advantage.
Okay.
Let's see. Where is my dude?
Oh, that's not it just
Tight.
yet.
There he goes. Okay. Oh wait, I lied. I'm gonna do an interfere. I forgot that's how I flavored this particular thing. But frick. What is interfere? Is interfere dark?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't get a bonus. I'm taking a -1, so that's an 11. Okay, an 11 for my interfere, and for the third time in this series, since we are partially in Narnia right now, Alpha's going to pull out his card and tell Titan to create a fissure right through the middle of whatever it is that Envy's doing.
No! You know how long I've planned for this?
And you hear Titan come through and cast, the landslide. I don't know if you've ever played Final Fantasy XIV, but I love that game. You see him lift one of his massive legs and stomp, causing a fissure to go through the air, kind of disrupting the circle a little bit and causing it to stop the glowing. Envy, you could probably reach all over it if you need to. You would just need a little more time. Caspian, you have your opening as Venom is going crazy on top of Envy's monstrous form, trying to get off as quickly as possible, as bits of it are beginning to bubble.
I'm going to pull the sword out now with that radiance that Alpha put on the blade, as well as the empowered blade that has been on Peter's before. I want to rear back, and I almost want to just grip and for a moment concentrate and think and remember back of all the times and all the desperate measures and every sacrifice that has ever been under my rule. Aslan, be with me on this strike. And I'm going to bring my weapon back, and I want to strike on the exposed head. And I almost want Aslan's form to appear behind me and just roar
and you hear
as it comes crashing down.
The lion's roar itself, and you hear the voice of Liam Neeson speak to you, and when you say Aslan, be with me, and you hear, I am. Wrong will be right. And the sound of my roar, sorrow will be no more. For when I bare my teeth, winter meets its death.
And do I get any bonuses for that?
Yep, +1.
Empower. Okay, so that's a +1 with the +1 from, I will judge myself from the last turn, and the 1 light, -1 because of your ability, so 2 plus the 11, so that is 13.
Courage, dear heart. Remember, and everyone hears this as Aslan speaks through Caspian's mind. To defeat darkness out there, you must defeat the darkness in yourself. And brings it down and severs Envy's monstrous head from their body, causing you, but you're not dead, obviously, Envy, as you're screaming and yelling, and your form is starting to collapse on itself. And Venom
Envy's body just it's just they're bucking and gonna just try to launch King Caspian off their back.
And Caspian flies through the air, but does the hero landing.
Oh, phase change, defend from harm -1.
Not just yet. We're still with the phase change.
Okay.
And you see Venom is trying to stretch itself, trying to detach itself from you.
No! Come back! Envy's just furious at this point. And the headless lizard body sort of shrivels down back into the shape of a humanoid for a second. But this time stands up, and they're a rather rotund-looking, attractive woman wearing a beautiful ball gown, and they spread their arms out, and they just sing out this super high, loud note of rage that just streaks across the battlefield, hitting everyone.
Everyone rolls
just
to
making everyone's ears bleed.
Defend from harm at a -1. As Venom starts to shake and explode from your body, Ben, and begins to sever into 2. Physically, half of it staying with Envy and half of it attaching onto you as it holds on for dear life. And Envy, you feel the symbiote on top of you begin to change in its form and substance as Venom has left you, but has left behind a friend, it seems, or a part of him. And you watch as the black ichor of Venom begins to lighten up as it turns bright red with spots of black in it and begins to form around you, and you hear a more high-pitched voice. Our deal is still intact. I'll fight with you.
Yes!
It's time for maximum carnage.
Yes! You have a gate of truth too. This'll work! This'll work!
Excuse me.
That's going to be an 11 with a -1, so 10 for my
10?
defend
Okay,
from harm.
I got a 7.
Alpha?
An 8.
Okay. So, Alpha and Ben, choose your condition.
I say
I'm going
we
to
let him make a move.
Yeah, but I'm gonna let him make a move.
Awesome. You feel the visage of carnage around your humanoid form, Envy. It feels strong. It feels amazing. You feel wild, and you watch as carnage kind of turns and looks, Caspian, and it tries to strike at you, but you defend, blocking it. But you realize it isn't going for you. Instead, it goes for your belt, knocking and piercing in to the horn of Susan, causing a small crack to form. And with it, you see cracks on Narnia itself begin to form as the dimension begins to break down and your army starts to disappear.
It is always darkest before the dawn.
But
Prepare yourself.
And Aslan's power is still with you even as these fade, and you find yourself not on top of the or in the medical lab anymore, but rather on top of the ship, flying through the air. As you see a burnt out visage of Zack and Cody's mech, parts of it missing, destroyed, fending off the Heartless in a rapid dogfight succession. You're not sure how many Zack and Cody have fought through this battle, but they are going intensely. And Envy, you are just brimming with rage and just this almost crazy bloodlust.
That's it! You meddlers or die! I'm tired of your interference! And Envy just starts spinning on the spot with attacks as limbs start to form and disappear, not holding weapons, becoming weapons. An arm reaches out and it's a scythe blade, and another reaches out and it's a spiked baseball bat, and another reaches out and it's a machete, and just spinning around, just furiously attacking all three of you.
Yeah, everyone, go ahead and roll. Yep, Alpha.
I have a question.
Yeah, and I have an answer.
If you do something really stupid that would fill your harm clock, the effects go off before that, right?
Yes.
If you do something really stupid that would more than fill your harm clock, does that still work?
Yes.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Ben Solo special. You learned it from him?
Yeah,
It is the Ben Solo special.
it is the Ben
Excuse
Solo
me.
special.
Except I come back. You don't.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
You have 3 stage fight too?
No,
He did not get through space.
but we'll see what happens. So as Envy is doing all of this just absolute nonsense, Alpha's going to look to Ben and over to Caspian and then back at Ben and be like, Ben, you have to make sure that everybody in the mirror dimension is okay, okay? And then just run headfirst into battle, and I'm going to spend
Alpha, what are you doing?
I'm going to spend 1 link to gain advantage on this roll.
Oh, I thought you were gonna start spending heart links. That's what I thought was about.
Oh, I am. We're just not there yet. So I'm casting magic, and
Please stop. Please
Alpha's
rewind.
going, as Alpha runs like headlong right up to Envy, he pulls out another card, and it's Typhon again. But this time, the card's a little different. It's sparkly, and the color of it, where the last time he used it, it was like green. This time it's dark purple. And he's
You
going to
have a
throw...
foil Typhon card?
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
And he's going to throw it straight up into the air and yell, Typhon! World Destroyer! And we're going to... Let's see. What are my options? We're going to cause 1 harm. We're going to inflict a semi-permanent condition and have no unintended side effects.
Okay, so the 1 harm will be soaked.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And then I'm going to... Let's see. How... Let me see that move again. Heart links. So I can do...
This is spicy.
I can unlock a link to get an extra use out of it, can't I?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, you can't. Wait.
So-
Wait. So you're trying to manually unlock a link?
Mm-hmm.
No, once you lock it, you can't unlock it until it's spent. Only certain moves can make you do that, so I don't think you can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Excuse me, Alpha. You can still undo everything you just did.
It's about to do Zeta Flare.
No. Basically. So we're going to use 1, 2, 3.
Am I about to get to use a skill I've never got to use yet?
I think so.
Oh, I don't like that.
So we're about to use 5 heart links and do 5 damage to Envy,
Which means
And
you're
that's
going to
going-
take 2 harm, correct?
and fill my harm clock.
So, as the power is surging from the World Destroyer, and dealing harm to you, Envy, hurting you and bombarding you with
Oh
damage,
my gosh. Yeah.
you see Alpha's form begin to shake. Ben, what do you say to all this as you see Alpha using literally his life energy? Same with you, Caspian. This is a move you know as sacrifice.
He's straight up Majin Vegeta. Okay.
Exactly. Yes. Thank you.
I think Ben is. I think Ben runs after Alpha because he's he wants to grab Alpha.
I'm
Even
gonna-
though I don't think he can do that.
I'll try to grab Ben if Ben's trying to run towards the explosion.
Yeah, and yeah, Caspian, you grab Ben, and Ben's just like probably trying to get out, and like
Yeah, he's definitely thrashing about it.
you start yelling at Alpha.
Yeah, he's like, Alpha, stop! What are you doing? We don't have to sacrifice ourselves to defeat Envy.
Ben, this is their choice.
No! This is not a choice. It doesn't have to be this way. And I think I have to use the darkness, so I get a +1 to my dark stat. But I don't think he's gonna try to hurt Caspian to get out of his hands. I think he's just thrashing there.
Yeah,
because he's like,
completes her harm, so it needs to happen and go off. So
okay, well, I can't. I'm not gonna thrash against him.
you can like roleplay thrash against him. Like you're
Yeah.
in the narrative, you're like Ben, you go Ben, you're like Alpha, no, you're like, and then you scream, no.
I'm mad about it. I don't like this.
Alpha
No!
explodes into energy of light, bathing against Envy, dealing. I think for just this move, it's gonna deal the 3 harm against you, Envy, so
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
just
Okay.
completely take you.
If I may.
Yes.
So, at the same moment, there's this explosion. The ground also starts to light up because when Envy was spinning around with just random whirling weapons of doom, some of them were cutting new gouges into the ground and undoing what Titan had done. But the explosion, the damage is so much that Envy is laying there, beaten and bloodied and broken, but a single tendril of Carnage's form has lashed out and just has been around the ankle. And that is enough. As all of a sudden, red sparks and electricity start to pass between Envy and Ben, and Envy's form changes back, not even into the Kylo Ren, but back into Ben Solo, and draws the other Ben Solo in, and there is a flash of light. And in the middle of the glowing circle is one Ben Solo.
And you see bubbling bits of Carnage as Carnage screams, eradicates the air, using Carnage's life as a sacrifice
Mm-hmm.
to open your gate of truth.
Mm-hmm. I needed his gate of truth to do it, and he used his life force to pay for it.
And we're going, and we just see the single Ben standing there in the circle. And it's Ben Solo. Alpha, I would please like you to roll your harm. Or what will you do? Your harm clock is filled. Pick one of the following. Is Alpha dead? Are you relinquishing your character? Are you taking a new playbook and fresh start with the same character? Are you losing all your links and marked experience but revive later? Or are you owing me a very, very large favor?
Nick, I'm gonna let you pick.
Excuse me.
You see, as we come to it, you see the form, Caspian, of something flying towards you, and you catch it. And you catch yeah, it's more like a big thing, like a 4 foot tall thing. As you catch the form of Alpha colliding with you. You feel Alpha's still body kind of almost like feeling burnt and tired out, but you can hear the faint heartbeat on him. He's out of the fight, but he's still alive. Perhaps fundamentally changed. And you look, and you see like Ben like on his like knees, kind of like looking up, like bare-eyed like this. And as Ben adjusts and sees Caspian, what does Ben say? Envy.
Okay, now I just gotta get rid of the garbage, and pulls out the OG lightsaber. This is so much pain, so much sorrow, so much anger, so much feeling. I relish in it, and I'm gonna relish in killing you.
I'm gonna gently lay down Alpha. It's that pain that will be your end.
No. No, I finally have what I want, and you're not gonna take it from me. No one's gonna take it from me.
A body, a heart, a soul.
This war doesn't matter. None of this matters. It's mine, don't you see? It's mine, finally.
And you think to yourself, and then you feel, as we cut away to a lone station of awakening.
Thank
And
God.
you see intercity connected stations of both Envy and Ben on the images, kind of like in their sleeping state that you would see. and we see Envy on one side and Ben in the other, and you just don't get it, Envy. Their body submits, their heart succumbs, but why does their mind resist?
Why are you still here? You should be gone. You should be destroyed.
Because I'm not giving up yet. Not to you.
But you have nothing left. You've lost. You might as well move on.
Are you trying to make me feel despair? I don't feel despair the way other people do anymore. I understand that this is dark, but I can walk in both the dark and the light, and I want my body back.
You can't have it back. It's mine now. It's ours, I suppose, if you won't leave. So I suppose you can kill me in here, and we'll both die. We'll both just get lost in darkness. Or you can just accept that I'm the same as you. We're the same. And then we both win, don't we?
Can I use...
Oh, really quick before you use... That's something that's kind of in your head, you know, Ben. Envy saying you're the same as him. Or you're the same as them. Sorry. But you kind of realize yourself that you've kind of denied it. But envy is that path you chose ultimately not to follow, but it's still a path you could have followed. What do you do?
I would like to use you and I are alike. Which is when somebody who does not have your best interests your best interests at heart tries to take advantage of you, roll with light, but I can roll with dark.
Okay.
And then on a 10+, I'm able to see through their act and can immediately take the upper hand in the situation. And otherwise it maybe kills me. But we'll see. Okay, that is an 11 plus 2 is a 13.
So, I'll let you know now. You know, if you go through with this and you strike Envy down, they are not lying. You will take both of you down. But we will both die?
I'm the only thing keeping this body alive now.
This is your heart. If you toss both, you'll both fall to darkness.
Will we fall to darkness and I will not be unable to 3-stage fight? Or is this like a narrative lost to darkness?
It's a loss of self. You'll destroy both of you. So narratively, and kind of finality, if you...
Yeah, I think he's gonna...
But Envy's controlled your body, and that's a lot of power for someone like them.
Yeah, I think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna do it because I think when Alpha first ran up to sacrifice himself, he didn't believe that sacrifice could be teamwork. He thinks that that's martyrdom, and he doesn't believe that martyrdom is teamwork. But now he's like, this is actually fulfilling an objective, and I'm not going to let... I mean, he is not aware that Alpha is still maybe alive. He's not going to let somebody who died... he's not going to let that go by. So he's going to strike with intent on Envy.
What is Caspian seeing outside?
Funny enough, this is like the internal struggle happening, and then if we kind of go, Envy has control of Ben's body, so you both draw your weapon, and he draws his lightsaber. And Envy, what would you like to do to Caspian or towards Caspian?
Wants to just cut him down, beat him in his own game. I think Envy feels that that's the best way to take care of this upstart king. It's a good old duel. So Envy's gonna just charge forward, lightsaber in hand, hoping to cut Caspian down.
And you're gonna be at a -1 because of Envy's phase change. From defend from harm, which I don't know, it might cancel out your +1s forward as well. So go ahead and roll defend from harm, Caspian.
All right, with the -1.
Yes.
All right. So that's going to be a 10, -1, so that's a 9.
Awesome. Are you gonna expose yourself to danger, or do you want me to make a move?
How does unbeatable defense work? So it says Caspian's dueling skills allow them to avoid most harm and parry most blows.
So in this moment, if you would choose for him to make a move, you would not take any damage.
All right, then I'll just go ahead and I'll parry the blow. And as I'm doing it, I want to scream, Ben, I know you can hear me. You can fight this.
Ben, get a +1. As Caspian, you defend, but you're shaken a little bit as the whole ship begins to rock, as a portal opens up from Doctor Strange, and you see a body fly through it and straight through the ship, busting through its engines and starting to bring it down.
Is it a glowy body?
It is a glowing green body as you see the form of Shigo fall through the ship.
Oh, interesting.
Seemingly beaten and then tossed out the other end. At this point, you kind of realize that you can't feel 2B anymore either.
Shigo. Shigo.
Stop! Oh my
Ben,
God.
get a +1 to your strike with intent. Go ahead and roll.
Why are you doing this to me? What did I do? I just wanted to fight. That's a 5 plus 2 is 7 plus the 1 forward is 8. I guess -1 is a 7 because of I don't know if envy's whatever counts in here.
Yep, what do you do?
And then I think I will. I'm at 3 harm. So
we'll say for the soul fight, you're at your 4 because it's like your battle between your souls.
Okay, so I can't spend harm to up it. Then
No. Your harm clock is clear currently.
Oh. Then I'm going to spend 1 harm. I'm going to take a harm to add to make it a 10 plus.
Okay.
So I got a 7. So I got the equivalent of a 10 plus on a strike with intent.
All right, so you're gonna deal great harm and then defend.
Yeah, I'm going to deal great harm and then defend myself from harm.
Mm-hmm.
That you already take anyway, but you're
Yeah, I was going to say defend myself from harm. I don't think take control of the situation really does it matter if I take control of the situation here?
You would take another harm probably, but no. So I would say you probably made the right choice.
Okay.
And we'll say the harm from Leaf Bracer comes from you. Like when you strike at Envy, you notice the strike reflects itself on you.
He's gonna furrow his brow because he doesn't like that. If that's
I told
like
you.
And you start
mirror
to
thing.
hear voices in your head, Ben, all around you, the echoing of your soul. Come on, kid. You're better than that.
Give up.
Is that Han Solo?
Yes, that's I'm trying to get
Okay.
at.
Give up. Accept that this is your existence now, or you kill us both.
I'd rather die than let darkness like you get back into anything with my body. Like, I don't understand why this is so hard for you to understand, Envy. You aren't me as much as you want to be.
No.
Can I attack
At any
Envy
moment,
again?
At any moment, I see the Envy-controlled Ben outside look conflicted, or maybe even have this moment of like stammering as it's fighting its thoughts with real Ben. I want to try to go for the lightsaber, disarm them.
Go.
Okay,
do
yeah,
it,
roll to
Caspian.
strike to subdue. And as this is going on, Envy, you hear a voice that seems familiar in the realm of your soul, all around you. Who speaks to Ben.
That's going to be.
Oh,
what?
I'm saying, you have to figure it out. Stand and walk. Keep moving forward. You got 2 good legs, so get up and use them. Like I always say, you can't find a door, make your own. It's that cursed blonde alchemist still in your head.
Damn pipsqueak again.
Caspian?
That was 12 with a -1, so that'd be 11.
Strike with 2 strike with to do. Awesome. What are you picking from it? Actually, because you have drive form, you can pick all 3, I believe, or even strike with. Yes. So you get to pick all 3 for that. That's awesome.
So if I could disarm the lightsaber, I want to activate it, and then yes, dual wield the sword and the lightsaber, and I'm going to drive Envy or Ben onto the ground and hold them with the lightsaber and blade to their throat.
Envy.
Benvy, yeah.
Benvy.
Envy's going to fight back in Envy's going to fight back in their mind, trying to stave off destruction from Ben, who's intent on killing himself, in just to let me not have what I want. So they're fighting them off and trying to make it feel like just a hopeless, pointless battle, and hoping that he'll just give up and cease and take control.
Okay.
So this is like I guess it's like an attack to subdue for Ben in the mindscape.
Yeah, you see as you're Ben, you hear all the kind of self-defense mechanisms in your body begin to lock up because they don't want you to hurt yourself. Go ahead. You're gonna have to push through stress on heart.
Push through stress on heart. Okay,
Because-
sweet. That's a 2. That's a 2. I'm excited. I have links there. If anybody ever sees my character sheet, you'll know that I have very few links. Because I just don't. Where's this? Okay, there it is. Sorry, I had to pull it
Caspian,
up.
you got Envy on the ground, Benvy on the ground, and they're struggling against you. But you can see as you look into the kind of the pupils of their eyes that there is this. You can't see that, but you know that this internal battle is going on fiercely on the inside.
And then I'm just going to keep screaming towards them into Ben, keep fighting.
Ben's gone. It's just me. Get off of me.
I rolled a 8, so I get to pick one, which is succeed at what I was attempting. So I guess if I'm trying to not be, I'm trying to be not grappled. So
Okay, so I'm sorry. Can you repeat? What'd you get again?
an 8.
An 8. Okay, so you're pushing through stats, so you can pick one.
Yeah, I'm gonna
See
go
what you're
with
doing?
succeed at what I was attempting, which I
Okay.
assume is not being grappled.
You kind of block the emotions out of it, and you hear, you just like kind of hear this woman's voice in your head, younger, probably about your age. I know there's still good in you.
Was that Ray?
I just need someone to help me find the way.
Headspace Envy is just like, all this sorrow, all this pain. How can you? No. How can you deal with all this?
Because I've already paid for all of that, and I've already made the other decision, and I'm choosing to make this decision, which is to not give into the darkness. Because if I walk through the darkness, I'll find the light. And he's still gonna go and attack Envy again.
And you hear the you hear a woman's voice, Envy. They never learn. No matter how many times history is repeated, Envy. It's a person you might have even regarded as a friend if you knew what friends were. I just hear the voice of lust in your head.
Get out of my head. Just let me have this. Just let me have this. I mean, Envy just fights as hard as they can to get you off of them.
Ben, strike with intent.
Yep, and that's a 9. So I'm gonna choose to deal great harm because I can only choose one.
All right.
Wow.
And you Envy retaliate. You retaliate him essentially.
Yeah,
Take
I
him
think so. I think that's their instinct at this point.
We're destroy each other. It's fine.
As you take 2 harm, Ben, as Envy kind of stabs through you, striking you, and there's this kind of shaking. Caspian, you could tell that Ben is on the edge if only he could have just a little bit more of a push.
I'm going to sit there, and as I hold on towards the blade and the lightsaber, Ben, I have been where you are before. Years and years ago, I know about temptation, and I know what it means to take the easy path. You are stronger. You have the heart of a king. Fight.
Caspian, how focused are you on Ben right now? On the inner turmoil?
I'm just intently focused on trying to get Ben back.
Unlock his heart. Unlock his heart.
And
Unlock his heart.
you're so focused on looking at Ben's eyes, you don't see, in reality, his hand slip. Envy, what happens?
Hearing the voice of lust in their head gives them an idea, and they get one hand free, fan out their fingers, and just extend them all in an instant. And the fingers are razor sharp spikes for just a moment, each like 2 feet long, piercing through Caspian's body.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As Caspian is struck by each of these, and you feel yourself go down to 3 out of 4 harm, piercing you and mortally wounding you.
I will not give up everything.
I'll go ahead and I'll back away as the punctures go through my body. You can still fight them, Ben.
What?
And
This is
Caspian collapses to his knees, and Ben, you realize what's happening as I have to use the darkness kicks in, and you get the bonuses, and everything starts to break down. The glass between you and Envy shatter, and then you hear something in your head.
What is it?
Excuse me.
Ben, did you get that?
I know this
Oh,
is
is
so
it the-
stressful.
Is there a?
You see the reaction. I sent you a message on the. It's time to use the reaction command. As you hear several voices cry out to you. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can be good. You are one. I believe in you. I love you. You are my son. You are my friend. You are my mentor. And finally, one last one of an old master. I should have never doubted you, kid. Don't think twice. Face your fears.
I think. Do I know enough to unlock? Like, I've watched Alpha do it. To unlock a heart. Can I do that inside a station?
You can unlock your own heart if that's what you're trying to do, yeah.
Do I think that would be helpful? Am I gonna have to roll a deep dive for this?
I'm gonna say the power is beginning to kind of fuel you and bring up a light in you. As you can, like, your station is shattered.
Yeah.
So you're, like, hovering in the air.
But I kind of want to unlock my heart.
Yeah, go ahead and just go ahead and roll me 2d6 plus heart.
I'm not allowed, am I? Let's see. It's a 6 plus. Oh, I have 1 in heart. Okay, 7 to unlock my heart. Use it. I don't. I'm gonna unlock my heart. That's what I'm gonna do.
All right, as you unlock your heart, you begin to feel a light spread out to you as Envy, you see the station around you, the area as it rips apart, light is forming, and it is this majestic. Your darkness is overwhelming you. This is it. This is the last strike.
I guess I'm going to use then.
Call it out.
I'm going to use Knights of the Round.
And as you feel the power swarming through you, what are you going to try to do? Are you going to try to strike Envy? What is your decision, Ben?
I'm gonna strike Envy.
Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Me or Envy?
Both of you.
Envy doesn't want to get destroyed. Envy's just defending themselves, hoping that Ben will lose, but Ben is not losing.
Ben just wants Envy to not exist anymore, but also at the cost of himself if it needs to be, because this is too strong.
Okay.
Envy OP.
As Ben is about to strike that fatal blow and kill Envy, you notice is in the mindscape is cringing, is just like starting to huddle into a ball and just weeping. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Is Envy starting to cry?
Mm-hmm.
Can I stop and not hit Envy?
Is that what you want to do? Do you want this is your answer?
I think if he's going down for it, and as he's swinging, Envy is just becoming an actual what Envy is doing now. I think he's going to stop.
What?
Because he remembers things that his grandfather did, like kill younglings and all. He has that moment where he's like, I'm gonna do this, and then he's probably like, this is the start of another walk down a path if he's crying. The same path I've walked down before. And he's gonna put it down.
You realize
I can't.
You're the same as Master Luke, who stopped just before making their decision. And I'm sorry for interrupting. Envy, continue.
No, it's fine. Envy is like just muttering to themselves, how can this human beat me? How? I should have everything.
He's gonna kneel so he's at Envy's level, because looming over somebody is not very reassuring. And he's going to look at them and go, but don't you want to be your own person? Why? You don't want to be me. You want to be you.
I can't. I need a heart. I need your heart. And now that I have it, I can't take it, and you won't even destroy me. You won't even go through with it. What is this? Pity? Is this remorse? Is this
mercy?
Oh, I won't. I can't.
You.
I will not stoop to your level. I am not accepting this. And in a flash, Envy grabs the lightsaber out of your hand and puts it up to their chest and ignites it. And you see this red glow sprout from the back of them.
Am I allowed to interfere, or is this going to be too fast for me to do something about it?
I think this is too fast for you to do something about it.
Ben's just definitely wide-eyed, and he's like, it didn't have to be this way, though. You were fine as you were, with or without a heart.
And we watch as the saber pierces Envy and breaks through Envy's Philosopher's Stone. And we kind of go out and we see Caspian on the ground now, laying face down. Not face down, face up, staring at the sky. as you see an encroaching darkness begin to spread from Ben's body and explode outward. Alpha, you wake up and you see Caspian on the ground. And Envy, you begin to shatter and break apart as you start to wither slowly and break into ash and darkness.
How do humans do it? The pain of existence is too much.
And Ben, you feel the station finally complete, and you start to drift into darkness. Not sure when you'll ever wake up. Alpha, what do you do?
So, Alpha is now alone on the top of this ship falling out of the air with the incapacitated bodies of his friends.
Oh no, Caspian is still awake.
I'm just slowly getting up.
But it doesn't seem like he has much time.
Tell me what else I'm seeing.
You see Ben's body just staying there comatose, and darkness is spreading from it and beginning to envelop.
Alpha's gonna say, no, absolutely not. And, I'm going to... Alpha's gonna walk over to Ben and Caspian, considering they're right next to each other. And and pull out his keyblade, the little, the one that appears to be two-dimensional and made out of paper colored with a big old crayon. And I'm going to attempt to cast magic, and I'm going to spend a link to do so. You know what I'm actually going to spend? I'm going to tap my locked link with Caspian specifically to do this. And roll with advantage. Ooh. Okay. That's a 17.
So, are you trying to heal them? Is what you're trying?
Remind me what my options.
So I'll let you know now. Saving Ben, he's pretty much on this path, and even saving Caspian, you probably won't be able to heal the mortal injuries, but you can make it comfortable for Caspian, and you can use the 17 to preserve Ben, so that if he finds his way back, he'll be around again. And I'll even add you another effect if you would allow me. Alpha,
okay.
If that's okay. As you begin to cast,
Yeah.
you see a ball of light begin to form around you. The three of you. As the darkness washes over. As well as the gummy ship. And we see, like if all is lost, and for a second you can see a figure floating in the air. A figure of regal black robes, similar to the organization coats that all the other Seekers had wore before revealing themselves. And you see them look at you and point, and you see the darkness spread as the last thing you see before a portal opens up underneath all three of you, taking you away, is the sound of the sight of a key of darkness being formed and the door locking. And we watch as the ball descends into darkness to an unknown destination before resting on the isles of an unknown shoreline. Caspian ship next to you. semi-broken down. Caspian laying in the sand, able to talk and still conscious, but not for long, and Ben still sleeping there.
Alpha, I hope you can take my ship. I don't think I'll be using it.
No, you can't. We're not.
It's fine.
It's not fine.
I'm not afraid to die. I've done it before.
I mean, so have I, but this isn't fair. I just finally got to know you.
I wish I wouldn't have been so cold with all of you before. Maybe it's because I miss my friends from long ago.
Alpha's gonna kneel down and give Caspian a hug.
Caspian,
Caspian?
you know, there's still one more thing you could possibly do to entrust your life to the future.
I will use Next Generation.
That's also two things you could do to entrust your life. But yes, will you read for the class and the audience what Next Generation is?
So when you fill your harm clock, you can make one final act to pass down a move from yourself to another.
What move would you like to pass on to Alpha?
And which moves can I do that?
Any move that you have listed there.
I will pass down. If there's no door, then I'll make one.
And you know that there's still something in your ship you can use.
It's my ship. A suit of armor. Take it.
Armor? I mean, it probably won't fit me, but okay.
He means bring it to him.
Bring it to me, please.
Okay. Okay, are you gonna be okay while I do that?
I'll manage.
Then Alpha's gonna scramble up to his feet and sprint towards the ship. And from inside the ship, you'll hear various cartoonish clinks and clanks and bangs and occasional "woof" or "quack." And then Alpha will drag out the
Battle Angel armor, yeah, and it's this full.
The Battle Angel armor, which is far too big for him to reasonably be carrying, but he can do it anyway because it's cartoons.
You remember something that was told you, Caspian, a long time ago when you first got this armor. That the armor itself was a weapon, and all it required was a heart of pure light to power it. But a heart forfeit.
And have I tried wearing it?
You cannot. It's not like a wearable suit of armor.
Okay.
It's more like a robot almost. Like a living suit of armor.
All right. This, when Alpha brings the armor, this armor requires a heart of pure light in order for it to work. And I feel like I should give this to somebody now. Will you take care of it? King's order.
Of course. Yes, sir.
Then I dub thee Alpha, the brave knight of Narnia.
And at the moment, Caspian, you feel a rush of emotions, and you can almost see that you can see all your friends again. And your fears begin to wash away as you see the shining face of Aslan in the distance. It doesn't matter not. You will be going home soon.
It's time for me to go.
Alpha's going to grab Caspian's hands with his little wing hands. And he's going to say, "Don't worry. We're going to win. And when I get my wish, I'm going to make everything okay again."
I know you will. And I'm going to lay back and close my eyes.
And as Caspian lays back Alpha, you see his body begins to glow, sword and all, and then explode into light. Not explode, just separate into globs of light, fading from the world, and kind of surrounding you, like a field of fireflies in the air. And you see the armor begin to glow and activate as some of the light flows into it, powering it and beginning to turn it on. We cut really quick to Ben. You're falling. And Envy, you are falling too. You think to yourself, Envy, is this what it means to be complete? You hear a voice ask you.
Envy's just probably more present than they've ever been. And they're just trying to be very aware of their feeling of existence and pulling it all in, trying not to miss anything. Because for them, they think this is probably the last few moments of their existence and the only time in their entire existence that they felt whole. And the only time in the entire life they felt alive. And even if it's for that moment of right before oblivion, they're just going to feel it. They're just going to absorb it and appreciate everything that it feels like to be alive.
And then you fade. Maybe even a smile on your face. A genuine one. Ben, you're in darkness. Floating. You're not sure there's a way back from this. But if there is, will you find your way?
Of course. Back to my friends and back to this fight, but mostly back to my friends. This is what teamwork is, right? I have to trust that they all did their part and I'm going to do mine.
And we come back and we see Ben fading away, but perhaps not all the way. Alpha, you are left alone with Ben's body, and you watch as the armor begins to wake up. What is the thoughts going through your head?
Alpha is sad and worried about everyone else who's not here on this beach. He's not sure what to make of the robot armor thing, but if it's being powered by Caspian's heart, he doesn't think it's anything to be afraid of. But the biggest thing is he is so incredibly proud of all of his friends and how hard they've fought together.
And for a second, even when despair seems all out there, you remember only by working together did they finally overcome the emptiness. And you begin to read it along. This was how all living creatures declared an end to fear of darkness. A solution that took over 400 billion years to realize. The second had wings that carried them not into lofty skies, but between the world and darkness in this one. And they became known as
Chocobos.
And you watch as the helmet part of the armor opens and reveals the face of a young woman, black hair, who begins to weakly open her eyes, and she mutters one word: Aelita. And we roll credits there. But not without stingers, because this is what I love. Before we get into all the sappy stuff, there's only one stinger for this one. We see... Well, this is not the music we should be having. We come to another scene as we fade out. A place in darkness, and we see all our characters. We see Alpha with Ben's body on the beach. We see San alone. We see Kim alone. We see Ron alone. We see Max alone. We see Sarah alone. And we see Strange alone as well. But then we see one more person. We see a tall woman clad in purple and black robes with skin as green as a frog's, with two thick black horns talking. She looks at a glowing coffin-like device, and we see next to her, we see the hunched over, not moving body of a scientist. You did well, she says, to bring this ark back online for me. But I did not want you to do so that I might go back to my own world, but so I could bring some people here with me. This war be damned. It doesn't matter to me. I will make this war my own. And she brings out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people. All look to be a matter of like teenagers. And to describe you all what they look like it would be tough, but I'm gonna do my best. You see a figure with white hair and a red scarf. Another with long red hair and a soft face. A boy with longer black hair and a hat. A shorter child or shorter teenager with scruffy blonde hair. Another girl with long black hair. And finally, a girl with kind of long blondish hair. And she looks to all the 7 of them and smiles, going, I have brought you here, my dandelions. And they open their eyes with soulless looks in them. you will become my secret guardians, my hidden organization. It's time we took back this world. Ephemer, Skuld, Ventus, Brian, Stretzelia, Larium, and Elrina. It's our time, and it is now. And we close out Season 1 of Kingdom Hearts, the Interstitial War. Oh, Brain Brian. That's brain stupid. First off, let's everyone take a deep breath, because I know that got very, very emotional very, very quickly. And before I let everyone do my plugs, I just want to read some notes I read out. Thank you everyone for watching, for playing in this amazing game, for all my guest stars, to my player characters, not only across this episode, but across all 13 plus vignettes, for an amazing season of an actual play I don't think I've ever seen before. I don't think I've ever seen actual play of this caliber, of this topic matter, really. So I hope we brought something original, but I do have some notes as the credits go by. I would like to thank Zeke Nelson for playing the role of Alpha the Chocobo, for Lucian Rosano, is that how you say your last name, Lucian? Is that right? For playing the role of Ben Solo, for Ashley Rosano Nottage for playing the role of Sarah Ferrone, for Leslie Everett for playing the role of San and Moro, and for my guests, for Zachary Vaudo for playing the role of Doctor Strange, Dixie Cochran for playing the role of Maleficent, Persephone, or Persephoroth, however you know her, for playing the role of Shigo, Rena, the Overlord herself, for playing 2B, Vanessa Hoskins for playing Envy and one of the best damn villains this game has ever seen, for
Thank you.
Natalie Pudum for playing Hela and being an amazing fight a couple episodes back, for Brian LeBurge, who played Syndrome and really brought the character and the funniness to it, to Wes Franks for playing Bill Cipher and causing us all to keel over and laugh and make a lot of awesome jokes, to Mark Q. Anderson for playing Rasputin when we did Anastasia, to add a bit of darkness and dash of dastardliness to the game, to Bella Cangiani for playing Kim Possible and doing her first stream ever with us, to Tyler Sutherland for being one of the most politest and nicest guests I've ever had the option of working with on a stream and playing Ron Stoppable, from Chad from Near Dark Society for playing Max Goof and doing an amazing job with it despite not knowing what the fuck the system was. There's no one F-bomb. And just having a great job leading Jesus, for Quinton from Near Dark Society as well for playing an emotional Prince Caspian despite never actually playing the character until this point in the episode, and we hope to have all of them back on the show at one point, or at least for the audio dramas, because you did all phenomenally. And I said Vanessa.
I know.
Envy, it was
I was just having emotions.
you know you're what? Am I muted? I don't think I'm muted.
No.
Oh no, okay.
No.
I thought I was. Someone said I was muted in the chat. I was like, no, I don't want to have to go do all that again. I swear to God.
They're just messing with you.
Yeah, they're just messing to me. Just thank you for everything. This has been an amazing 4 months. Oh my God, that we did this huge passion project. Before I go off and start like crying and tearing up, please tell us who you are one more time and tell us what other things you have in your works. Starting with Vanessa.
Well, at least I can say it didn't suck. So if you enjoyed this performance, I do perform in a couple other actual play podcasts. One is on Roll for Combat. I'm in 3 Ring Adventure, which is an ongoing Pathfinder 2nd edition adventure path. Also in their Fall of Plaguestone, which is a whole 36 episodes, and might see those characters again soon. I'm also in the Adventurous actual play podcast through the No Direction Network. I should tell you where to find these places. Roll for Combat is rollforcombat.com, ROLL, and No Direction, where I play a war priest, in I'm getting off topic. Anyway, No Direction Network. I play on the Adventurous Podcast, and that website is nodirectionpodcast.com. That's all.
Right.
And like at the beginning, my name is Quinton. I am the dungeon master for Near Dark Society, pretty much the forever DM. We have our Chicago by Night Chronicle is returning this Monday as we do our preload into season 4, and we also have our Death Attack, which is our persistent D&D 5e homebrew campaign, which is on every Sunday. And then we are also currently working on our own cyberpunk horror setting game, its own system known as Hellgate, which is looking to be going up on Kickstarter sometime the beginning of next year. But most importantly, check out everyone else's stuff because everyone here is awesome. So thank you.
Alpha. Or Zeke, sorry.
Well, before I get into my spiel, can I just say thank you, Nick, for making this an absolutely delightful campaign to be a part in. And this was my first time being on stream, and I had a wonderful time. I'm looking forward to an even more wonderful time next season and during our in-between season shenanigans. And I really appreciate you, and I think that you're a fantastic DM, storyteller, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
And you're welcome.
Yeah, you're awesome.
And thank you to our wonderful guest stars. Envy was as Envy can be. It was great, and I didn't know what to expect going into and actually being in a scene with Caspian for the first time, and I had so many feelings. I was not ready. Nick was right. And yeah, you guys were fantastic. Thank you so much for joining us. And as for me, I'm Zeke Nelsons. I'm a mod here on the Twitch under Firefly System. I'm a mod on the Discord for Carrion Comfort Studios, which you should definitely check out because it's awesome and we have a great time there. Also, while you're checking out our Discord, you should also check out the Patreon. Get access to the patron exclusive parts of the Discord. And I'm also the founder and president of We Are Games, an immersive media company. We do all kinds of cool stuff. We're getting ready to get back into a project that has been on hiatus for quite a while here in the coming months. And we're excited to get back into running games of our own. So, yeah, check us out. You can find us on Twitter at the handle underneath my face.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got.
And last but certainly not least,
I don't like being made to feel my own feelings, so you're not gonna get any emotives out of me anymore. But I didn't think that the turns have tabled so many times in this episode that I don't even know what I thought I was going to expect, and you two did amazing, and I'm so upsetty that Caspian's now Alita. I'm just saying. I was very excited to play with both of you, and I'm glad that I got to. And thanks, Nick, for giving us these opportunities, even if I don't get to use the F-bomb that we had because you used it already.
Just use it. It's okay.
In the credit.
No, it was fucking great. It was fucking great, and I don't know. I've had a roller coaster, and this episode was a roller coaster, and I got to play with people that I was really excited to play with from seeing them online and in their other works. So I'm like, woo! And I'm also sad because of this roller coaster, but you're not going to see the sad. Anyways, I'm Lucian, and I play Ben Solo in some shape or form of existence into next season. You can find me on Twitter at the link. I say the link, but it's the name under there. And if you want to watch me play a very different type of game. You can come back here tomorrow at 8:30, and I will be in our Descend to Drumbeats game, which is a Heart the City Beneath game. It's like Darkest Dungeon and all of those kinds of games, like Slay the Spire. If you're into like some Eldritch horror, come watch me play a heretic elf heart song who either worships the moon or worships Cthulhu, or the equivalent. We don't know which. He certainly doesn't know either. But otherwise, thank you, Nick, for letting us play this game and be sad and angry and happy together. Thanks.
Well, there's nothing more to say, but all the viewers that joined us every week and watched this insanity worth of game unfold, it's not over yet. There'll be a season 2, and we'll see you in a couple months, because it's been, like I said, 4 months for most of us on and off. I know for me, I haven't had a Friday off since last year, so it'll be nice to have it for a bit, but I'm already missing the show already. But trust me, the wheels will start turning, and we'll have more ideas and an amazing second part of our game very soon. Once again, thank you to all the guests. God damn, you made this episode so great. And I would love to have you on at any time. That's a making apart. Someone ever truly dies, and no one ever truly is gone. Not entirely. So everyone at home, cuddle up, tell someone you love them, enjoy the people, friends you have in your heart, your friends, your loved ones. And remember that the same thing I've been saying at the end of every episode, that there is a light in your heart that'll never go out. And yeah, I'm tearing up a little bit, so you got those tears you guys wanted. So this is your Game Master Nobleman Nick. I should probably plug my stuff as well. If you want to see more of me next Wednesday, I'm going to be finishing our Mage Victorian game that we've been getting a little sponsor from Onyx Path. Cypress and Steel, the end is on Wednesday. And you can see me again with a brand new passion project of a series starting May 3rd on Mondays, playing Monster Arts called Gehenna Academy, which is a more horror-inspired Monster Arts, same drama. We're in college and university, and it's an elite boarding school, and it's amazing, it's fun, it's going to be horrifying, and it's going to be terrifying, it's going to be great, and the cast is awesome. Not only that, it's an entirely BIPOC cast, so you can come see me and all my amazing diverse friends and have such an enjoyable time. That'll be on Gehenna Gaming, which I'm the stream producer over on. And you can follow my Twitter down below at NoblemanNick, as well as on my Instagram if you want to. That's more of my personal stuff, but I'm always looking for followers and I'm trying to have some fun. So I love you all. Thank you. And nothing more than have a good night. Bye, everyone.